we're going into Lola. You know, after seeing you get Lola, I've even been curious about like buying a haunted doll. And,
oh my goodness.
You know, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like, is it something that you would like recommend, or like what kind of got you wanting to get a haunted doll?
Yes.
What is good, guys? It's your boy Corey.
It's your boy John.
And welcome back to the Artistry Drop, where we feature stories from today's rising artists.
Yes, sir.
If you like being inspired, don't miss out on our weekly episodes. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification to be notified when we drop new episodes.
Let's go.
Guys, like we mentioned many times, it is officially spooky season, but this is actually our very last episode.
I know.
It's crazy.
Almost
It's crazy.
Halloween.
It is almost Halloween. So, you know, during this whole month, we were talking spooky stories, paranormal experiences. So, you know, we're definitely had a lot of fun these past few episodes.
It was a fun Halloween season.
Definitely
for
fun
sure.
Halloween season. So, but of course, we had to bring back our special guest host, Rachel Pila. Let's give her a round of applause. Rachel.
The butter knife.
Yeah, Corey line.
Corey
Yes.
line.
But guys, we have a very first guest here, very special guest. It's her first time on the Artistry Drop, and we're very excited to have her here. Our guest today is establishing herself as a multi-talented quadruple threat in the entertainment industry. She first gained notoriety with her YouTube channel, which showcased her love for the paranormal. The highly successful channel, which has amassed over 798,000 subscribers, that's crazy, has led her to expand her creative endeavors to TikTok. Her entertaining and insightful videos, which often feature her haunted doll Lola, have earned her a devoted fan base of over 5 million followers and over 135 million likes on the platform to date. Guys, please welcome our guest, Kelsey Davies.
Hello.
Kelsey.
I'm the spooky lady.
The spooky lady.
spooky
Thank you, Kelsey,
vibes.
for coming on the show. It's awesome
Thanks for
having you here.
having me.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We're
We're,
excited.
we're excited for this episode. Me and Rachel have been excited to have you on, and you know we're super into the paranormal, like we talked about earlier. So we're
Perfect.
definitely excited to just dive more
I
into.
hope you're
your
into the paranormal.
Of course,
Yes.
of course, we are.
course.
We are. But you know, before we get into Kelsey's story, let's get into the drink of the day.
All right, so the drink of the day is actually what we had before because it was so good. It's the butter beer.
Yes.
So we have the
Yes.
butterscotch snaps, some vanilla vodka, topped it off with some honey cream soda, and then put some whipped cream on top, and yeah, that's about it. Put some whipped cream and some toppings
Yeah,
to
some candies.
some candy, some sprinkles,
Yeah.
and some
Can I
gummies
just
on top.
acknowledge how good it looks? Because I literally thought it was a table decoration. I'm not even kidding. Now you're telling me this is your drink?
This is the
Yes.
drink of the day.
So the drink of the day, we always do like a special
Yeah,
cocktail.
it's always a special cocktail.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yes.
Dude, it looks
Yes.
like something off of Pinterest. like,
I get some of my inspiration from there. Yeah.
well, you know
Yes.
what? How about you introduce the weed of the day?
at the end of the day, I'm lame and I get the Asian glow. So
You're good. You're good.
So I got a hybrid, or I think it's a hybrid. Yeah, it's a hybrid. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Let's go.
I don't know what it's called. It has like a lion on it, but
Okay.
it looked really cool. It was
Yeah.
top shelf, so I was
Okay.
like,
So it tastes good.
I just
bet.
want to
Yeah.
smoke it. You know? Like,
And now
Hey,
she's here.
and now she's here with it. So
Yeah.
hey,
Hi.
yeah, no, that's like I said, it's cool having something different because, like we mentioned before, everybody drinks. So having a weed of a day might be cool.
No,
like,
it is.
You know,
Yeah.
who knows? Yeah,
And I
that-
gave her
try
a
it one
special
time.
water in a skull
Yes,
cup.
you
yes.
did.
So-
With lemon.
Yes, with
Yeah.
lemon.
with the napkin attached.
Yes. So
I have to
hopefully,
try it still.
Yes.
you know,
Is that
with your
some good
enhanced
water?
taste buds.
Yes, I feel refreshed. That's it. That is the water,
Yeah.
guys.
That's good.
I
That's
don't
good.
have that butter beer, but like I got this really cool water. They even squeezed lemon in
Yes,
there.
Yes, you know, I used to work
It
at
is
Starbucks,
refreshing.
and Starbucks has one of the best waters. So
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
I gotta make
Yeah,
it
see,
almost.
I didn't even
Okay.
know they had the best
Yeah.
waters. All right,
Yes.
well, let's do a
All
cheers.
right,
All right,
okay.
Let's cheers
Yes.
with your water.
They literally are holding buckets.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is beautiful.
This is what gets us messed up, though.
We have a little bit
Well,
higher
yeah.
tolerance, so
They do. I'm a lightweight.
That's
I'm
good.
I
Yes.
have like half a drink and it's nappy time.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all red too. Everyone's looking at me like, "Are you okay?" Everyone's having a good time, and I'm all red, like dying.
That's also
Dang.
me though with like weed. it's like it puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of
Yeah.
weed it is. It literally puts me to sleep.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there are times where I'm really productive as well. I remember this one time back home in Seattle. I had a school project for film class that was due like the next day, and I was like, oh fuck, like I gotta finish this shit. So I took a hit with my dad, and I was good.
No, you take some sativa and
Yes.
you're like, I'm good to
You're
go.
like,
Yeah, no, I was good, honestly. I was like, I need to do this more often. And that's when I just started smoking, like, years ago and stuff like that. But it helps. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it helps with so many things.
We talked a little bit
does,
about it
yeah.
before we started, but yeah, with me with weed, I've been smoking for years, but it definitely like wakes me up for like a short period of time. But then after it goes away, like I get so relaxed.
Then
and
you
I
gotta
just
smoke more.
take a nap. Yeah, right, just keep it going.
Yeah, you gotta
throughout
keep
the day.
going.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're a bad influence.
I know,
We might need to hang out.
No, that's no. Well, yeah, thank you for the weed of the day. That's the first time on the show. And
Yes.
yeah, maybe
I wish
more.
I knew the name.
You're good. You're
Right.
good.
It's
Well,
okay.
well, I definitely want to dive in and.
The costumes.
Oh,
We
the
should talk
costume.
about
Oh,
the
we're
costumes
yeah,
yeah,
the
we're doing the
costumes.
costumes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Yeah, John wants to bring.
Yeah,
talk
so
about
we
the
should go
costumes,
around
so-
and just introduce our
Okay.
costumes. We're rocking the Naruto
Yeah.
from Akatsuki. I'm Itachi, and this is my younger brother Sasuke.
Yeah.
And
I am
then
Sasuke.
Rachel's.
I'm dressed up as Coraline today. I
Yes.
got the button eyes.
Yes.
Yes, the
But I
wig
won't
and
be-
everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love the little dragonfly.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good touch. Yeah.
But it's hot, guys.
Yeah.
You know, it
So
has a
hot.
little
Yeah.
toast.
It's even getting hot in
I
here.
know.
No,
I
it
might have
is,
to
yeah.
take it off like halfway the podcast.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Gotta do what you gotta do. And Kelsey.
Yes.
I'm dressed up as Lola's spirit, so not as the doll,
Yeah.
but so Lola's my haunted doll. If you guys don't know who Lola is,
Lola's
Yeah.
here.
she is here, and her spirit's here too. But I am dressed up like her spirit, how I see her.
Yeah.
I usually see her with her hair down, but your girl was having a bad hair day, so I stuck it up in a
looks good.
ponytail.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
So her spirit looks different than what she actually looks like.
Looks like yeah.
Yeah, like
Here.
the doll. So the
the-
doll's very similar to what she looks like the hair, the dark curly hair she
Yeah.
has. And then this is more of her time era dress, but like
Oh, okay.
she's dressed in her nightgown, which I'm wearing. It's like a white nightgown,
Okay.
and it's what she died in.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
little morbid, but
Yeah, it's a little scary.
It's awesome though. I do have a question because before we get into it, on another like podcast you were on, it was like a YouTube channel as well. You had mentioned that you had when you walked into their show, you had seen a guy sitting in like a
Yes.
chair or something.
Yeah,
now
I
I do
did.
want to know because we've had some weird experiences. Do you see or feel anything in here?
I
at all?
did. When I walked in, I felt an older woman.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow,
But
It's a naked woman.
It's a naked.
Not
We'll
a naked
dive
man.
into the naked men later.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about that. We have a
We have a story.
We have a story
Yeah,
about
You
that.
About
do.
spirit, yeah.
Okay. I think maybe there's multiple because in apartment buildings usually they kind of jump from a lot of
That's
the
what
time.
we've been told.
That's
Yeah,
what we
they
were
kind of
told,
jump
yeah.
from area to area.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
especially in my apartment, they're
Yeah.
always coming in and out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So when I walked in, there was a woman, but I'm not sure. Like I didn't really connect with her, so I'm not sure if
Okay.
she had, is stuck here
Yeah.
or if she
Yeah,
Or
just
she's
like
just passing through.
yeah, just passing through around the apartments.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
else comes through, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let us
Okay,
know.
let us
Yeah,
know.
let us know because,
Spooky.
like I said, we're very curious
I just
about
got
it.
goosebumps.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
you finally got some goosebumps.
No.
So, yeah.
It's happening.
You're turning him into a
He
believer.
starts
Yeah.
levitating.
Yeah.
His eyes roll in the
9
back of his
minutes
head.
in. Oh man.
No, yeah, that's crazy because we will talk about it and get into like that naked person that we
Yeah.
supposedly had, but yeah,
Naked.
I
don't
we
know.
no idea. No, we'll let Rachel tell you later.
Yes,
but
okay.
yeah, definitely if you see anybody come through,
If I
let us
see a
know.
naked person, I will let you know.
Definitely.
I'll be
That's
like,
the guy.
damn.
Damn, son.
By the way, yeah, your TikToks are hilarious.
Yeah,
I
they
know
are.
they're so
Your TikToks
funny.
are so funny.
I would just every time I scroll my Instagram, like if Corey hasn't seen it, I would like share it to him.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god,
like,
I
oh my
love
God.
that.
Yeah, they
They're
are
so dumb
No, they're-
sometimes.
No,
they're
they're
so
not.
funny.
Honestly, I feel like it could be relatable to
Yeah,
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 for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
'Cause
So-
a lot of people, like, even when I do it, they're like, I've had the same experience. And I'm like, really? Like, well, that's comforting because, shit, sometimes
Yeah.
I think I'm like, insane.
No, but yeah, I definitely want to talk about that eventually. But
Yeah.
you know, before to dive into it, you know, you did mention we have been following each other for quite a long time. So long, years, I think. And you know, we finally are here. Like, you know,
Yeah.
finally
Yes,
nice
sir.
meeting
Dude,
you.
since I was like 18 years
Yeah,
old, I
yeah.
swear we were following
Yeah,
each
I
other.
know, it's been
Since
crazy.
my dancing
Since you were
career.
dance, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. Is like we've been following each other since you were a dancer, and
Yeah.
you know, all of a sudden I seen you started getting into like paranormal and your medium and all that. So I want to know, like, how did you eventually get into like the whole paranormal and medium stuff?
Yeah, so I always had gifts since I was little. I would, you know, I would walk in a room and know if something was there, and like I would, if there was something bad, I'd like want to leave, you know, like I'd get really uncomfortable. I would see things. I didn't understand what I was seeing though. Like
Yeah.
a lot of my life, sometimes I would see my great grandpa and he would be standing there with like a brown suit and glasses and a silver watch. And I had no idea who he was. He scared the crap out of me. Like
Yeah.
I would see him like peeking around the corner or something. And I'd be like,
Damn.
yo, like I don't like
see
you,
you.
you know? I was like little too, so
Yeah.
it scared me. So I blocked it out for a long time, and then later he started really coming forward to me as I got older. I think that's where the gifts progressed in my family, because there's a Native American side of my family that all had gifts.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this till like last year.
Oh,
so
man.
I grew up very confused.
Yeah.
But I would always see him, and I explained him to my grandpa, and he was like, wait, what's his name? You know, and like I had gotten his name. I can't remember how. It was like I either did like a spirit board or a medium told me, and it was Lenny. And I was like, or Len is his name, but I always have called him Lenny. I don't know why. I think it's just like
It's a nickname.
just Lenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me. So I would always call him that. And then I told my grandpa, and he was like, that's my dad. And like he died before my mom was born. So my mom didn't even know about him.
That's
and
crazy.
there was this big family like video with like there was family photos and videos. And I think that in the video there was like a portion where they were all like taking a photo or something, and they were all grouped together. And I saw him, and I paused the video and I pointed at him. I was like, Mom, that's him. And she was like, I don't know who that is, you know, like, let's make sure. And she asked, and it was Lenny in the photo.
Wow.
So then we like started really asking around in our family, and it turns out they had like psychic medium gifts. I guess they could move things with their mind, apparently. I don't know. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know about that, but I guess there were like these crazy gifts. And ever since, I just was always like drawn to the paranormal. Like
Yeah.
when I was little, I
Yeah.
loved Tim Burton,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice,
Yes.
like
Yes.
Spirited Away too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Spirited
loved
Away.
Spirited Away.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
all these movies with spirits, and I don't know. I just always knew it was there, so I always just like was curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, I found I went into this tunnel with my boyfriend. Yeah, he wasn't my boyfriend at the time. It was his birthday. I think that's the day I asked, or I told him, yeah, I'll be your girlfriend. You know, like, yeah.
So he didn't ask?
He did ask
Okay.
like for months. He asked me for
okay,
months,
okay.
and then
So
on
he's
his
been
birthday, I was
waiting.
like, all right, here's your gift. You know, it's me. Just kidding. I gave him a gift too.
birthday gift.
Yeah. I was like, this is on top of the gift. You know, you also get me with the little cherry on top. I'm not
That's
cocky,
funny.
I promise.
It's the weed.
Yeah, it's the weed, I promise. So, gives you that confidence, you know. But we went into this haunted, like this. Well, it wasn't haunted. I don't know. I think it was haunted because we went into this old sewer tunnel. I don't know why we were there on his birthday, but we were both decided to go in like a sewer tunnel and like go
How
explore.
romantic.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
very
really
romantic. There was like a little Elmo doll on the side that was all torn up
Oh,
and stuff.
God.
It was a little creepy. So
Yeah.
then I Googled, I looked up like haunted sewer tunnel because I was curious,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, TV popped up.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was
okay.
like in the Phase Rock tunnel, so I started binge watching Omar, which he is a very good friend of mine
Yeah.
now, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of him, and I would feel things in his videos. I would, I would literally like would feel energies through his videos and see
Damn.
things and
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, so I like was so interested, and then I started doing paranormal videos,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that's where it kind of all came about, on YouTube and everything.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel is very inspired by Omar.
Yeah.
Like we have very similar content because
Yeah.
because I didn't copy him, but he inspired me.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
right, exactly.
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's really cool seeing all of you guys like
Come together.
come
yeah.
together.
That
you know,
community,
because-
yeah.
like I feel like the paranormal community, it is very small. Like, and
Yes.
the fact that you guys are all coming together as one and creating content
And I've
together.
met so many
Yeah.
people. I just
Yeah.
met Exploring with Josh, Seth Borden, Selena
Yeah.
Spooky Boo.
Yeah.
They're all so nice.
Yeah.
Like just such genuine, awesome people. And it's like I've met
That's
a lot
dope.
of not very nice people in the paranormal community. Like
Yeah.
I've had some experiences,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
it's just nice to see that there are these awesome people in this
Yeah.
community,
Yeah, the
and we're
knowledge
Which
is
is
able.
dope.
always nice.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
It's
able
like
to
a
all come
family,
together. Yeah, and we're all interested in the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's like, why not? You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's really cool seeing all of you guys come together because we watch Exploring with Josh too, and
Yes.
you know I
Yeah.
remember watching his video at the Conjuring House and all that.
oh,
That was
yes,
crazy.
I know,
Yeah,
that
that was.
I tried
definitely-
not to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm good.
You're like,
I
"No,
don't
thank
watch
you."
scary
Yeah,
movies.
he doesn't. Yeah,
he doesn't really watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Gotcha,
doesn't watch
gotcha.
like paranormal videos like yours, and
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
he's just not. He definitely.
It's not for everyone.
It's
Yeah.
not for
Yeah.
everybody.
But I did go to horror nights. You know,
You
I'm
did.
slowly getting into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a
so-
step.
But
Before it
it,
starts.
it literally just relates back to him like not even want to watch like scary movies with us. We
Yeah.
we love scary movies and paranormal. Like
Yeah.
Conjuring is one of my favorite film series, like
So
or
good.
franchise
So
and
good.
universe. Yeah, I
Yes.
love that franchise, and yeah, he just won't watch them with us.
Yeah.
And
No, we always ask
I was
him.
just
like,
tormented as a kid and always had, nightmares and, so I never wanted to put myself through that
Yeah.
again.
Right,
You know, so I'm
right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
there,
that's
you know,
it.
there's actually a fun. Now that we're on the subject,
what do you
there's
got?
a funny thing that happened. We're all watching. I think it was Omar's video.
was Omar's
Yeah, so
video,
we're watching.
yeah.
We're in his room and stuff. I was like, you guys gotta watch this video. I think
Yeah.
It was
one
the
of
Michael
it was the
Jackson
Michael Jackson
one.
when he went to
Yeah.
Where his house.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
mansion in
Okay,
Beverly
okay,
Hills
yeah,
where he
yeah.
passed away, and he was trying to communicate with MJ and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, you guys gotta watch it. It's like it's crazy and
Yeah.
stuff. So after we're done watching, he decides to like pull out his phone and try to download like the Spirit Box
the
app.
Spirit Box, yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like you don't want to do that, 'cause
That
especially
app-
because
that
we're,
app is so legit. It is
Yeah.
insane.
yeah, and
Yeah.
see, we're
Yeah,
not
see?
experienced with it, and
It
we're
was
like,
a free one.
Oh, it was a
Some
free one.
random-
Okay, I thought you meant the one I used. Oh, it was a free. Oh, I don't know
It was
about
a
that one.
random free one, barely has any stars. I'm like,
Creepy though.
Yeah.
I know it is.
I literally could have just played a YouTube Spirit Box sound and they were like
Yeah,
going
yeah, I
crazy.
know,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We just stepped out of the
Yeah,
room.
so as soon as he brought it out, we literally, bro, don't do it. He's like, I'm doing it. So we run out of the room and go to
Yeah.
our room because I was like, we believe in this shit.
Yeah,
Like, you don't-
especially like he's doing it for like the fun of it, so you never know who you're speaking to.
Yeah,
you know? So it's
right.
like,
Yeah. So we're like-
She goes around with the holy water.
no, we literally,
I've been through that. I've done that.
Yeah.
we have a bottle here of holy water. My
Yeah.
mom gave me a big bottle.
Yeah.
I'm just like, here.
That's how much we believe in that kind of stuff.
That's
you know?
awesome.
It's crazy, but yeah, that was. I'm thinking back. It's funny, but I'm like, bro, like you just don't want to mess with the
Yeah,
spirit
you-
world like
Yeah.
that.
Especially you don't know what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
just
Right,
yeah,
right.
so
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
He went in his room and he closed the door and everything.
Yeah.
he was done.
You were
cause
gone.
I was
Yeah,
gone
he was
because, like I said,
Yeah.
I've
No.
never. That's why I feel more comfortable, doing it
Yeah,
around
yeah.
with you and stuff
Right,
because
right.
you know how to work with it. Like we've never experienced that, and
Yeah.
I would never want to open a gate that we're not supposed
Yeah,
to.
that's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of learned from my mistakes. I almost got possessed, so that was
Oh,
like,
damn.
yeah, I've had a lot of crazy shit
Yeah,
happen.
same.
I was just
Yeah.
messing with things and I didn't understand them and I didn't know my limits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I do know my
I
limits.
remember that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I know my limits. I like after that happened, I just started wearing crystals and sage
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
got
yeah,
into
yeah.
all these things because
Oh,
I
yes,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I was just trying to. I didn't understand it enough. Like I was like, okay, like they say there's evil things, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how bad?
Yeah.
I didn't understand
So
what I was
would
doing.
you say you
Yeah.
were like kind of skeptical at first in the beginning?
Yeah, it's like I always knew they were there, like
Yeah.
so like as like I would think skeptically, I would kind of like be like, am I imagining this? Am I, like I even today, like sometimes I'm like, okay, is this anxiety? Am I imagining things?
Yeah.
What's happening? And then it comes like my premonitions
Yeah.
happen, and then I'm like, shit, it was a
Yeah.
premonition. I
Yeah.
should have listened to it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so it always gets confusing, and I guess I was skeptical of like I knew there were spirits, but how like bad they could be, how much they could do, how powerful they were. I was always like, I don't know, like if this is real. I don't know about possession. I was like,
Yeah.
I definitely am open to it, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
So then like experiencing it firsthand, like it is something that I just can't even. I mean, I could explain it, but it's something that I can't put in my mind like I made this up. This
Yeah.
is something
Yeah.
that I was just going crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this is something that was like, okay, there's no other way to explain this other
Yeah.
than something was trying to possess me.
That's terrifying.
Damn, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
dive a little bit deeper into your crazy experiences as we go on.
Oh, man.
But I kind
There's
of
a
want.
lot.
Yeah,
I know, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I kind of wanted to know, you're a psychic and medium. Can you explain what that means for people who doesn't know?
Yeah. So I grew up psychic, so I would always like dream of things before they'd happen, like in great detail, and I would tell people before, and then it would happen. They'd all be like, "What the heck?" So
Yeah.
it wasn't just something like deja vu or
Yeah.
whatever. Like
Right.
I always thought that was what deja vu was, but I didn't understand that I was different and that that's not a normal thing that people experience.
Yeah.
So I would always kind of keep it to myself, you know. I didn't understand that it was different, and like seeing auras with people, I thought it was normal. So I
yeah.
didn't like vocalize it or anything. I
Yeah.
just grew up thinking it was a normal thing. So
Yeah.
the psychic part is more of like seeing things before they happen, feeling energies, you know. There's like clairvoyance, there's a bunch of different things in it. And then like I would get visions of things daily. I get visions of things, you know, and like I just always know what next step to take because of it. So I also am a medium. Sorry, I'm really high.
You're good.
Oh, wait, what was I talking about?
You're good.
If you need any reminders of the
Yeah,
question,
yeah,
I'll say it
thank
again.
you.
Yeah,
We know
yeah.
how it is.
Yeah,
We know how it is.
Yeah, so I'm a medium too. So mediums are kind of in the middle, I guess, like in the middle of the spirit realm and like the physical realm. So it's like with our mediumship, we're able to communicate the spirit realm with the physical realm. You know what I mean? Like we're the middle point.
Yeah.
That
to
makes
be
sense.
able
Why it's
to-
called medium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
medium.
yeah.
Yeah,
Big
so
medium.
we're in the middle, basically,
middle.
of the spirit world and like this world, you know. So we
Yeah.
bring
You're the
them
gate.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
gate.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of like a gate. Like honestly, like a lot of mediums with their auras, it's interesting because it's like they're like a light bulb for spirits. It's
Yeah.
almost like they're like some sort of portal walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought that,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so that's what a medium is. So
Okay.
I have the best of both worlds thanks to
is
my
dope.
grandma. So
Yeah, and you were saying that you were like kind of a skeptic in the past. Like, at what point did you discover the power in which you hold?
I think in the past couple years, once my gifts started getting a lot profoundly more aggressive, because I think that gifts in my family, like my great grandma on my grandpa's side, my grandpa's mother, she had like medium gifts, and so did my grandpa's brother. They
wow.
would do seances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then her mother had psychic gifts and would read people's futures with tea leaves and stuff like that.
wow.
And
Yeah.
I think one of them was just super lucky and would always win things at casinos, would always win
wow.
things.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a weird thing that's like in the family.
Yeah, passed down.
Yeah, passed
Yeah.
down. So, and I think that it kind of like progressed. I don't know, like no one's really told me this, but I've always just had this knowledge or feeling that it progresses in your mid to late 20s. Which is what I think is happening because my sister has gifts too, and
Oh, wow.
she sees me and her have seen the same spirits. We've explained them the exact same. We'll look at them at the same time. You know, we will see the same exact spirits.
crazy.
Oh, wow.
But she hates it. She doesn't want anything to do with it. She's
That
like,
would be me.
she's like, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. I'm like, oh my god. But she's like, she's kind of interested in it now because I'm like getting into it. She's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it makes sense.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
she
Yeah.
too thought it was normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we never really had that conversation till
Oh, wow.
later in life. So
Yeah.
I think it progresses later on, and I think as my gifts got more profound, that's when I started really, really tapping in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing readings for people, and just like I always do free readings, by the way. So
No doubt.
yeah.
Awesome.
So
We
if
might
need
anyone
one after
ever
this.
Yeah, we might
asks for
need one
money,
after
it's not
this,
me.
yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I could do
Yeah.
a reading. I brought tarot cards too.
Oh, damn.
awesome, yes.
Full
Oh my
experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Should
Well,
have brought like all my Ouija board.
Oh, damn.
He would not like that. though. He would
I know.
not.
That's what I was.
But you
We were
were-
just talking about it
Yeah.
last night
Yeah.
on our other podcast.
But
That
you
like
said you
I
were
would,
down to do
I
it,
would be the
though.
one doing the Ouija because
Yeah.
Got you.
I believe in it.
You wanna
but,
experience
like,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when I see somebody else do it, I'm like, okay, you're just moving
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to be the
You
one
have
to do
to
it. And I
experience
have
it.
to.
Touch it
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
But they were talking about we have to properly close it out.
Yes,
Too.
we do.
Yeah. You can't take your hands off. There's a bunch of rules to it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I think it's anything like the spirit box using it, the dowsing rods. I think it's
Yeah.
any form of spirit communication. You just want to close
Close it
out.
out.
Yes, that's what we
Otherwise,
were telling him.
yeah, otherwise they think it's okay to still linger with you, and
Exactly.
that's how
Right.
people get attachments
Yep.
and
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
I've
It happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we
definitely
watched so
happens.
many videos where, you know, some people haven't closed it out properly, and that's why we were telling him, bro, like
you just can't.
you gotta make sure that you, because I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know what it was called, but we watched this one video. Do you watch Nuke's Top 5?
yeah.
yeah,
I think
so-
I've been featured on there.
Have you?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
And like
we,
chills.
yeah,
like,
chills, yeah,
He was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Kelsey Davies.
So we watch a lot of Nukes like every time he drops an
Yeah.
episode. So he featured one episode, or it was like a clip where they were in like this castle or something like that, and instead of using a Ouija board, they were using like quarters.
Okay,
was
Omar
like-
did that. The sister
Oh my-
challenge.
Yes, there you go. The sister.
Yeah,
sister
okay,
one.
that's what it was.
I've
Yeah,
done
so
that,
I'm pretty sure we saw Omar's as well,
Yeah,
but
Omar.
Yeah.
Nuke featured a different clip.
Different
It was a different person doing that same challenge.
You
Yeah.
pretty much flip the coin if they answer yes or no.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
played
that,
that
one
game.
is crazy
Yeah.
because the one clip that they. Was it Omar? Maybe
Yes,
it was
it was
Omar.
Omar.
Okay, I think
Yes.
Omar, if it was him,
I think he was
almost
in a
lost.
castle with the coin.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
they almost lost the quarter.
Yes,
okay,
that
so
was
it was
Omar.
Omar.
Yeah,
Okay, it was
yeah.
Omar.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that
With
was
James,
crazy.
I think.
Was
James
it
was
with
with
James?
them,
I don't know who he was with.
Yeah, I
in that
forget
I know
one.
he
who
was
he was
with somebody.
Okay,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
might have been James, but that was crazy because what he was saying is if they lost that quarter, they can't close it out properly.
Yeah.
So imagine what would have happened if they actually lost that quarter.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
No,
And-
that's like scary.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you have to have that same exact quarter you open it up
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
And if
yes.
you lose it,
Yeah,
then
if you
that's-
lose it, the game's like done, and
It's done.
you have to close it out. Both of the coins have to flip a certain
Yeah.
way to close it out
Yep.
and say
Yeah.
goodbye. And
Yeah.
sommes it doesn't want you to.
Have
So
you
have to
tried
do
the
it.
sister?
Yes.
You have?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, that's
I did
crazy.
it in a
Man.
haunted sewer tunnel. Yeah.
Oh, is it the face rug one?
No, I did it in this clown tunnel. Me and my old friend, we would like play in it when we were younger. We
Uh-huh.
thought it was really cool. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
had like
yeah.
clowns on it, and then like I went there later on and like played the
Oh,
game in
God.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah, I know. Would you say it's way more creepier than a Ouija board, or?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know because like that's a game, and then
Yeah.
the Ouija board's more of like they're using your energy to move the planchette, so that I think is a little bit scarier when they're using your energy
Yeah.
versus using
That's
the energy
true.
of like the coin or
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
And the coin for me as a skeptic is like it could be gravity. It has to come down. but
right.
if like the Ouija board, if it's moving me,
Yeah.
Right.
there's no explanation.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you kind of explain like the feeling it is like when you have your hand on the planchette and
Yeah.
it's moving? Is there some kind of weird feeling that
Yes.
you feel?
Yeah. So a lot of the times, I don't know if normal people feel it this way
Mm-hmm.
too, because like with crystals and stuff, I feel like tingling. Some crystals I can't even touch because they're so
wow.
they're so strong for me. I don't know what it is, but like I didn't know that wasn't normal too. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Mom, feel this crystal. She's like, it's a rock. You know, like she's just holding it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Is it like a certain type of crystal?
Selenite is hard for me
Selenite.
to hold.
Oh, we have
We have
one.
selenite
Yeah,
too.
it's,
Yeah.
it's like burning almost.
That's
Selenite.
crazy.
It's
It's
like your
awesome. I
kryptonite.
love it. It's
Yeah.
a great,
Yeah.
but it's so strong. Selenite's
Wow.
very
That's
strong
crazy.
for
Because
me.
we were told that
Yeah, we're just getting
selenite-
into crystals
Yeah.
too because with the paranormal experience. I mean, we have some weird things.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
could talk about after the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, but we used the selenite. The lady who was selling it told us that it's the former way to charge your crystals.
Yes, it charges
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
crystals,
Yeah.
so the energy it has
Wow.
is very
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
So to hold it is like a lot. But like with the
Yeah.
planchette, I usually feel a tingling sensation on my hand.
That's crazy.
So I know when it's like it's so weird, and your body
Yeah.
kind of you just kind of let your body do its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
You
like
have, like, no
something
control.
else is controlling you.
Damn,
Oh
that's
my God,
crazy.
it's like a
It's-
puppet. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like I know why it's like weird, but it's kind of like whoa, this is interesting.
It's almost like you're possessed.
Yeah.
halfway.
And I've asked
Halfway.
questions I had no idea about. Like there was one time we were talking to Richard Nixon because he haunted this. I think it was Richard. Yeah, and he haunted this restaurant. This was his favorite
we
restaurant.
Watched this one.
Yeah, okay, we did. Yeah.
And we asked him questions. I had no idea about what year were you elected. Like I have no idea any of that.
crazy.
And it said the exact year. We looked it up after.
Yeah.
It's just like so mind blowing
Yeah.
because
Oh,
we
wow.
both had no. We don't know our history.
no
Like,
idea
I had
about
no
it.
idea. You
Yeah.
know.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
really
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, to move on, like I mentioned earlier, me and Rachel are huge fans of like paranormal, and we binge watch your videos as well. Or there's like Omar, Exploring with Josh, Chris Star. I know you
Yes,
and Chris Star is
Chris.
fun
Chris is
friends as well.
amazing.
And everyone has gone to like different haunted locations. Is there a specific location you haven't investigated yet that you really want to?
So many. There's
Yeah.
so many.
There's so many, yeah.
I want to go to the Lizzie Borden house really
Okay,
badly
yeah.
because Seth.
We watched some videos on the Lizzie Borden
yeah,
house.
yeah. My friend Seth is actually her sixth cousin.
Whoa.
Seth Borden.
That's great.
He's her cousin.
Oh, okay,
my gosh.
that's
yeah,
crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and I
that
was
makes
like,
sense now.
What?
Okay, yeah.
pretty
Okay.
crazy. So I really want to go there. Maybe with Seth, I'll ask him. There's so many places. I want to go to New Orleans. I want to go. I just went to Thailand to some crazy places. I want to go like around the world. You know, I
Yeah,
want to go
yeah.
to Japan and like.
Ooh, Japan would be a
Yeah,
good
Japan.
one.
The
Yeah.
energy would be. I like Thailand. The energy was so old, but like so powerful compared to here. I don't know how to explain it. It was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so different, almost scary to me.
Yeah.
Like the energy was. Some of it was so dark, and it was like things that I think have been here before humans.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
these things were here before like anything.
That's
Oh my,
crazy.
that's
Wow.
crazy too.
Yeah, and
Oh
it's
my
just balls
gosh.
of negative energy and like almost like this huge mass of it. It's not even like it doesn't even have a form. Like
Yeah.
it was just like
Damn.
a cloud of this darkness. And
Wow.
that's when like the bike crashed. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys saw a video where I predicted a bike crashing and it crashed. She almost died and like she broke like her entire shoulder was out of socket and
Oh, wow.
I knew it was going to be the
That's
right
crazy.
arm and
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
it was a lot. My dad still freaked out by that.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
how the
crazy.
hell did you know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
That-
you
that
like
is crazy.
what about Conjuring House?
I
'Cause
haven't gone there yet.
is that one place you would love to try to investigate?
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard like sometimes people experience a lot, but then some of them don't. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like it's been like oversaturated a lot. I feel like a lot of people have gone there, so it is definitely like. I think the energy's different than when it was when the family lived there,
Yeah.
for sure. And I
Yeah.
think there's different things there. For some reason, I haven't really been drawn there. But it would be a cool place to
Yeah.
like investigate,
Yeah,
and
to
explore,
check
and
it out.
experience.
Exactly.
But it's like I don't know. There's other places that I'm just more drawn to
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like there's a lot of creepy like videos and clips that we've seen in Asia, such as Japan and
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yes, yeah.
And
I don't know what is up with
I
Asia.
don't
I
know.
don't either.
Shit.
Even
It's-
like the Philippines too.
yeah, there's a lot of
There's
creepy
lot.
stuff in
Yeah.
general that
Yeah.
happens in Asia.
And
I
the
feel like.
legends they have.
Yes. Oh
yes.
my gosh, it's so
Crazy
creepy.
Yeah,
legends.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
the white lady.
Oh,
like I don't know if that
yeah.
because
And
that's
the-
a Philip.
Oh.
That's
More of a
one of those
Filipino
Filipino
culture,
things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think they have.
I was listening to your podcast and you
Oh,
were
yeah.
swung and you said ass swing.
I remember that.
No, everyone. So the whole like I don't know how, but my demographic went to the Philippines on that
Oh,
video.
really?
Yeah.
So like I looked at the demographics and like it was almost all Philippine. In the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah.
And I looked up this YouTube video on how to pronounce aswang.
Stop
That's
laughing.
wrong.
Yeah, she was dying. She told me about it.
The YouTube did me dirty. I blame the YouTube guy because he pronounced it asswang. So I went on there
Asswang.
for millions of people and said the asswang, like, and all these Filipino people were like asswang, like just fucking brutal. Like it was so funny. So dumb. It's like people just know now that I cannot pronounce things.
No, it's
okay.
okay.
I can't either, but coming from I speak Tagalog,
Yeah,
and it was really funny.
No, I think
it was
I-
really good in a good way.
Yeah.
Is it S? how do you say
Aswang.
it? Aswang.
Yeah,
Aswang.
Aswang. Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna like if it went to the Philippines.
Not
they're-
Aswang.
To me, that shit's funny. Like, I think it's funny.
hilarious.
Like, yeah, I think.
Because I really tried.
Yeah.
She did her research beforehand.
Yeah,
did my
exactly.
research.
It's not your fault.
It's the guy's fault on YouTube.
But, yeah, I think since it went over to the Philippines, were they kind of like? Did it sound like they were getting mad about it?
No, they
or-
thought it was hilarious.
Okay, that's
They
good,
thought
yeah.
it was so funny.
Yeah.
That's why I like
Funny.
kept it up and stuff because
Yeah.
they thought it was freaking hilarious.
No, it is funny.
Aswang.
Yeah. No, it is funny. But yeah, it's still weird to me, like how much weird shit happens in Asia. Like
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
weird shit.
I mean,
a lot.
like I feel like there's clips on Nukes that he posts where it kind of reminds me of like Grudge feels, or the ring, like where it's like,
Yeah.
It's
it's like, is this
The
shit
original.
real or? But and then
almost like creatures.
Yeah,
Not
creatures,
even
you know?
like here,
Yeah.
like I haven't seen like what I saw in Thailand. I
Yeah.
have not seen
Anything
like
like
it was
that.
just so.
So what did you
weird.
experience
Yeah.
in Thailand? Like just
Holy
like
crap.
what's name like the most creepiest experience you
Yeah.
actually?
So, oh my god, it was crazy. My dad's freaked out by it still. Like my dad was kind of skeptical too, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he's seen things, he knows that ghosts are real and stuff, but like with my psychic stuff, he didn't really understand it
Yeah.
until like now he's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
How did you know
Yeah.
that? So we went to Thailand and we went to these caves that were super ancient. Like there was the Japanese used it for World War II. There was like caveman drawings in there, like so cavemen lived in there, and like it was just super old ancient caves. And
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
found like there was this giant skeleton that they made like as an art piece in there, and it's this giant like huge skeleton laying on the floor, and it just makes it even creepier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
And then
God.
outside, there's real skeletal remains. So there's a real skeleton just laying outside, chilling.
Oh,
People
wow.
put like coins on it. I don't know if that's like some sort of ritual they do or
Yeah.
something
Good luck
for
or something,
respect.
yeah.
Yeah. For it like not to follow them home or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So they have these bones laying there that are 43,000 years old.
Damn.
Wow, that's-
Old ass human bones.
That's crazy.
That's why the energy is probably so crazy. It's untouched.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So right when I walked in, I just felt so much in there. It was just crazy. I talked to a
Damn.
few spirits and stuff. All of a sudden, this dark mass of dark energy that I think was here before, like what I was saying, before humans.
Yeah.
It came forward and it was really messing with me. Like it was just like showing me things, and I don't know, you could see my face change in the video, and I was just like, I don't like this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I felt it kind of like sit down by me, but like it's like this, it's not like a human, like it's like it sat down next to me, but as this mass of energy.
That's crazy.
Like it's like black energy, I don't know, like
Yeah.
just like cloud or
It's a
something.
cloud. Yeah.
Yeah, like it wasn't even human
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. So it like sat by me and it started coming through in the spirit box, and like I don't know, that whole day I was already having premonitions of my bike crashing because we were riding these motorbikes that you rent out there, and like all day I was having premonitions of my bike crashing, and I had told my dad prior, I was like, Dad, I'm gonna crash this bike. Like I keep seeing it, like I don't know how to explain it, but I have really bad anxiety. So he was like, okay, like we were with his girlfriend in Thailand, and she was like, okay, I could drive the bike because she's driven them her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she needs a translator app because she doesn't speak English. So we use a translator app, and I even asked her, I said, you're not going to crash the bike, right? She was like, no, like I'll be fine. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Okay.
So once we went into that cave, like I don't know, I like told nothing to follow me home, like I was protecting myself, but
Yeah.
like I don't think she did anything like that. And she, like, we went on the bikes afterwards, and like we were at a light, and she was kind of slower behind us. I was on the back of my dad's bike, and my friend Tyler was on another bike. And we were at a light, and I was like, Dad, I have a really bad feeling right now. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he's like, do you want me to slow down? I was like, I don't think that'll help. I don't think that's going to get rid of what I'm feeling right now. I just have a bad feeling.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay. Like, so he like starts driving. All of a sudden, Tyler is honking his horn. And he was like, Noki crashed the bike. And we were like, oh shit, like that's the bike. It was my bike I saw crashing the entire day. So then my dad was like, what? We didn't see her
Yeah.
behind us. So
Yeah.
we went back. This was on like a road like that was, you know, people were going like 60 on there. It was really quick. So she was probably going like 45 miles per hour. So we saw her on the side of the road, and in the cave with that dark mass of energy, I grabbed my right shoulder and I said, dude, my right shoulder is burning right now. Like, it hurts. I grabbed it like this, which is I don't know, it was just weird. Like, I was like this, like, grabbed my shoulder. You just see it in the video, and I was like, ow, like, my shoulder hurts. So she comes up, she's holding her right arm, and we were like, okay, at least she's walking, you know? And we look at it, and her shoulder's dislocated an inch down. Her bone's, like, out, you know.
It popped out of the skin?
No, just out of the
just kind
socket.
of
But there was scrapes everywhere. Like, she was not okay. So she went to the hospital, and like, it was just crazy because I just knew it was going to be the right arm. I knew that the bike was going to crash. And like, she explained it as if the bike just started losing control.
Oh my god.
Like, she was like,
crazy.
I didn't do, like, I don't know what happened. The bike just started slipping. She had hit the side of a truck, hit the side of the truck, fell going like 45 miles per hour, and he thought that she died. He thought he killed her. Like, he thought that he had run over her after.
Oh my gosh.
Because he, like, hit part of the bike or something, so he thought he freaking killed her. So it was bad.
Yeah, that is bad.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it was just, like, it was insane. And, like, this is another reason I believe in crystals. My dad had gotten her a hematite bracelet, and hematite breaks when it's done collecting negative energy. And the only thing that, like, it broke off during the accident was the hematite bracelet. It's like it was protecting her from something worse, because she was all right. Like, she went on with the trip. She was like, her
was
arms
good.
all out of socket, but she was okay. You know.
So hematite only breaks when there's negative energy being
So
collected?
if it collects enough negative energy, it will break.
It will break. So it has enough. Yeah.
Wow.
I suggest you try it, because my boyfriend didn't believe in crystals. He was like, they're rocks, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I gave him a hematite ring.
Yeah. Oh, I do have some crystals, but they're like the amethyst, black
those are good
onyx.
ones.
But we need to try that.
Yeah, I would like to
that.
try that because, I mean, what was the one I have? I usually wear mine as well.
You have the black tourmaline.
Yeah, the black tourmaline.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
that's
I
the right
have that, and then, but yeah, we might have to try that one
Yeah.
because
I might want to
you
wear
should get
that
a
one
ring.
actually.
You should get a ring. So Drew, I gave him a ring,
Okay.
and he deals with negative customers all day. And he was wearing the ring, and it was hematite, and he called me freaking out. He was like, Kelsey, you told me the ring was gonna break, but Kelsey, it exploded. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I was dealing with this negative customer, and I was like typing out something on the computer. All of a sudden, the ring exploded off my hand.
that's
Dang.
crazy.
And he showed me a picture. It was crumbled up in his hand.
Wow.
And he was like, now every day he wears all his crystals. Like,
Everywhere he goes.
Yeah, no, I wear mine as well because, you know, I wasn't really into crystals or anything like that before. But then, you know, with experiencing some weird stuff and with you know, we'll get into that.
We'll get into after the podcast.
Yeah, after the podcast. But yeah,
because
even
we do
little
have
personal.
some,
But
personal
that's
level.
when I started believing. Okay, I think I need to get some more crystals like to wear just for protection in case, you know, and stuff like that. So I fully believe crystals like they
do help.
They do help a lot.
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
are
it's crazy,
magical
yeah.
rocks.
Yeah, no, they
Magic
are.
rocks,
yeah,
yeah.
pretty
Speaking
much.
about like bad energy, you know, every time you go to like these haunted locations, you know, you're risking your life every single time you go. Was there ever an experience where you felt like you might not make it out alive?
Yeah, I mean, when I almost got possessed, that was really scary, and it was in a sketchy area, and like we went to the gates of hell in New Jersey, and we had 3 Dybbuk boxes with us.
Yeah,
man.
we watched that video.
It's that video,
that's
right?
the video.
Okay,
Yeah, we watched that video.
So
Yeah.
dumb. I don't know what we were doing,
Yeah.
but we decided to open 2 of them. One of them like opened by itself, which was really bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one we opened, there were human teeth inside, and like a pentagram. There was all this weird stuff in there. And something just possessed me to grab the tooth. Like, I still don't know why I grabbed the tooth. Why would I grab it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it was
Did you pick it up?
yeah, everyone's like, why'd you pick it up? I'm like, I don't know. Like, something made me pick it up. I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I picked it up, and I, like, you see me shaking in the video, and I drop it. Sorry, I just heard a ghost. Someone
Oh, it's okay.
just said hey to me.
Oh.
But, hey.
It'll scream.
I was like, hello. But, so I dropped the tooth back into the Dybbuk box, and all of a sudden, like, I start dry heaving. You see me turn, like, pale, and I was sweating profusely. It was like freaking 50 degrees out, 40. I don't know. It was really cold outside. It was in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I had, like, taken off my sweatshirt and stuff, and I was literally, like freaking out. And that's when I started believing in crystals, because Chris Starr handed me I think it was selenite, and she handed it to me, and I was gripping it because I was like, something save me, I kept blacking out, and it was just really, I felt like I had no control over myself. It was just so weird, and I was getting agitated and just like emotions that weren't mine. So I grabbed the selenite and I hand it back to her, and it's like burning hot. And she flinched like when she grabbed it. She's like, dude, this is like burning hot, And then they saged me and stuff, and like I was good after. But that was, I don't know, that was just like, okay, I need to be more careful now, because that was something where I don't know. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was scary.
That is scary.
Yeah, and I've watched a couple other videos too with like Dybbuk boxes, and they creep me out.
Me too.
They're
They're
fucking
not
scary.
something to mess with.
No,
That's
How do those
definitely.
work? I never
So,
heard of Dybbuk boxes.
I mean,
doesn't know what
you
a
can
Dybbuk
definitely
box-
explain it better, but as far as like I know it's like their boxes and they put like weird objects or something in them, and then they seal it with wax.
It's like they basically put like a lot of people would put all their negative feelings or things that weren't serving them in there, that negative energy, and like when negative energy collects enough, I think that's what creates demonic entities. I think they're just masses of negative energy. Like I truly believe people could create their own demons.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh yes.
with negative energy. I've seen demonic entities with people that look like them.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Yeah,
my God.
like
That's-
an
that's
attachment
scary.
that looks like
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
like I believe if you put enough negative energy out there, you can create something.
Yeah.
So that's the idea with these Dybbuk boxes, is if like they put someone's tongue in there that they murdered, all
Yeah.
that negative energy goes in there to be sealed with wax to never be open, just to have that negative
Oh, wow.
energy in there.
Yeah.
And then once it's released, the idea is that it's like a demon.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's-
you've like unleashed from
That's
the box.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's scary
It
too to
is
think about that.
scary.
Yeah.
Did it originated from like Israel or something?
Yeah, it was like Jewish. I
Jewish,
think a lot of
yeah.
Jewish religion.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's mainly. I think it's mainly a Jewish like
Yeah.
faith type thing.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
these people still have
Yeah.
Dybbuk
Still have
boxes
their
and
own.
stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I
That's
think so
crazy.
too. And they sell them on like. Did you get yours on eBay?
I don't know. I think one of them was passed down in our friend's family
Okay.
that was there.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one we got from like this haunted mystery box.
Okay.
Oh,
So the other
okay.
one we got kind of from like
Yeah.
someone
Yeah,
who
Yeah,
had
yeah.
something to have
No,
it.
because I know they sell them in weird places. I mean, eBay they sell them,
Yeah.
but I don't know 100% if it's real or
Right,
if these
yeah.
are things people
Yeah.
are creating
Are just
themselves.
making it,
I mean, I
Right.
don't know, but now kind of diving into Dybbuk boxes, we're going into Lola. After seeing you get Lola, I've even been curious about like buying a haunted doll, and
Oh my goodness.
I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like, is it something that you would like recommend, or like what kind of got you wanting to get a haunted doll?
Yeah, so honestly, like, for the recommending part, I think that if you really do your research and you look into, like, I recommend getting a positive spirit,
Yes,
like
of
if there's a
course, yeah.
spirit and you feel good about it, and like maybe you can test it for a week and
Yeah.
just like respect, the item that you're getting, because they are a spirit and they
Yeah.
are attached to the vessel for a reason. Like take care of their vessel. Just be cautious. Like Lola's doll has fallen over a couple times. I feel so bad for her because
Yeah.
like her face kind of broke. I mean, she was a little upset, but still, like I try to be really, really careful and cautious with
Yeah.
her, because this is her vessel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you just have to treat it with respect, and like if you're gonna get something negative or demonic, just be aware that
Yeah.
you're getting yourself into. It
Yeah.
could cause depression. It could cause you to lose your job. It could cause like there's a lot of things that negative entities could cause. So just be cautious.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, like if you're into haunted items and dolls, like I recommend it.
Yeah.
Like just be smart about
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
be
That would be
safe.
Corey.
But how do you know it's positive? For you, I think it's easier
They
because
usually
you're
tell
a
the
medium.
description
Right.
before you
Yeah,
buy
Yeah,
it,
they
though,
usually
right?
tell you,
Yeah.
and then if you don't believe them, you know, you can kind of try it out at home and see how it
Yeah.
makes you feel, and you know
Okay.
all of that.
Yeah.
And like talk to the spirit with it and stuff. On like you could use a spirit box or
Yeah.
whatever, and like if there's growling and stuff coming through, it's probably not the
Yeah.
best thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like just feel it out a little
Yeah.
bit. But with Lola, so ever since I was little, I would always feel energy through photos. So like I would go through like my grandma's photo book
yeah,
while
yeah.
everyone else was playing with toys. I was going through the photo book because I felt energy through every photo, and I thought it was so cool. I was like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. I love looking at all these old
Yeah,
photos.
yeah.
No one wanted to look at them with me. I was just in the corner like with a photo book. And I would always look at, I still do, every time I go to my grandparents' house, I look through the
Yeah.
photo books.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Okay.
something that I
You just,
did.
Yeah.
I grew up
enjoyed
doing.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with Lola, like I was influenced by Omar. He had shown me a haunted doll. Like our first time filming together, I think, was in Spring Hill Cemetery in Florida. And he had brought a haunted doll with him, and like we had a crazy experience with that doll. And that doll was demonic though, and like I didn't really like it. So
Okay.
I wanted to like find something that would really help me expand my mediumship and help me like understand it more. And like I was like, maybe there's a nice haunted doll I can
Yeah.
get, you
Yeah.
know. So I don't know, like when I was driving, I just like all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a haunted doll.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I just like
decided
that's
to,
just
like,
something I
decide.
decided to do.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
let's get a haunted doll because that's what you think of when you're driving. I guess me and my ADD or something. I don't know. I don't know if it was like an epiphany or
Yeah.
a premonition.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Uh-huh.
But once I got her, like before I got her, I saw her photo and I immediately just bought her. I didn't even read about her. I just knew I liked her.
Yeah.
Like from the
Did
energy.
you had like a connection.
Yeah, you had a
Yeah,
connection with her.
from like the energy in the photo. So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do it. So I bought her, and then like she didn't like me at first because
Oh.
I kind of just put her on camera, and like I wasn't respectful
Yeah,
of
yeah.
her
Yeah,
privacy.
yeah.
Like she didn't like being recorded. She didn't
Okay.
understand it.
Yeah.
Now she loves it. Now she's totally fine with it. She would
Yeah.
corrupt people's footage. Everyone, like
Oh.
five different people who tried to take like photos or videos of her doll without asking permission. She would
Yeah.
delete them off their
Oh,
phone.
man.
Oh.
Like
crazy.
yeah, she like did not like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So and she would move things around, kind of like do things in my house a little bit, like throw things off a shelf, or she would do like I don't know, she would do little things like move her doll or something
Yeah.
to like kind of
Yeah.
like let me know, hey,
She's there.
I'm here,
I'm here.
respect me
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
respecting me. So once we
Yeah.
kind of established our relationship, then things like started progressing. I started introducing her on social media more, and like people just really liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
No, we love her
We
too.
love
Yeah.
her.
yeah, people love her energy. She just wants to be respected and
Yeah,
like
yeah, which is
treated well.
understandable.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
I
you know?
apologized. I was like, I didn't understand. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's a ghost. Ooh, scary. You know, but like you have to understand they're people, and
Yeah.
they
People
they
too,
lived their
yeah.
lives, and they died, and they're. You know, they're sad, or they're, you know, like you have to
Yeah.
understand that they do have emotions and everything. And that's
Yeah.
something that now I'm like, okay, more aware of.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
try
of
to
course.
treat her with a lot of respect. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So did her spirit, like once you received her, did you see her immediately, like her actual spirit?
No. So I felt her. I knew she was there. This is before I really like started seeing them a lot more clearly than I used to.
Yeah.
Like, so when I got her, there were instances where I like would catch things on videos and stuff, like her shadow and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I would catch little weird things here and there. And then there was one day I took an edible, and
Oh shit.
weed like I don't know, weed doesn't cause you to hallucinate, but
Yeah,
weed
not really.
really
It opens your mind.
opens
Yeah.
your mind.
Yeah.
So like when I'm high, my readings are accurate, like way more accurate, and I see things a lot clearer and stuff. I think it just blocks it, like gets rid of that blockage or
Yeah.
something.
It heightens your senses too.
Yeah, like heightens everything.
Yeah.
So I was talking on the phone with Drew, and I glanced over, I saw her sitting on my bed, and I was like, I was like, I just saw Lola. Oh my god, you know, I was freaking out.
saw her.
I was like, oh my, I was like kind of excited, but kind of like nervous, you know, because I finally saw her. And she was just sitting there like this, fiddling with her hands, with her little nightgown, you know, that's, so I've seen her multiple times now, and Drew has seen her too. He didn't really, like, he was skeptical, you know, until he saw her standing in my room.
That's crazy.
He explained exactly what she looked like. He's like, she's super tall and slender, and she's in this white nightgown, and like she's barefoot, and her hair is long and curly and dark, and everything he explained.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is she here with us now?
She is, she's actually standing right here.
Oh, Lola. Hi, Lola.
That's
awesome.
So I saw.
She's like, I don't know whether, like, she's just there.
Yeah,
okay.
She can
You're
sit
welcome.
there
Yeah,
too.
she can sit down.
Feels
If you want to sit, Lola, you can sit over there.
Feel free to sit.
She probably feels more comfortable next to you.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
I think she feels
likes
comfortable
being
next to
kind of
you.
near her doll.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
That makes sense. Yeah, I saw a few TikToks. When you talk to Lola, you know, you have these like 2 metal rods.
Oh, dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods,
Okay,
there you
yeah.
go,
How do
yeah.
they work?
Yeah, so back in the day, they would use dowsing rods to find water sources, and water has a lot of energy. So, like,
okay.
it would, you know, like, find the source. Like, it would literally tilt towards where that energy is coming from, that water flow. So then witches and, like, people who were just into the supernatural started using them to communicate with spirits, because they found that it was easy for spirits to move these rods, you know, because they move based off of that energy. And so I just hold them, and then I just ask her. She's gotten really good at it, so she just kind of does it whenever. And I usually have her cross for yes and open for no. And then sometimes they'll point to things, or they'll lead me places, or I'll see them and I'll be like, point to yourself, and then it goes over to where they are and stuff. So those are pretty cool. That's like a good way to start if you want to like start communicating. It's a really interesting thing to experience too.
Right. Oh, that is dope. Yeah, and you know, she's been, you know, a friendly friend for you for quite some time now. Was there ever a point where you thought like she might turn on you or maybe hurt somebody else?
She would warn me about people, but I don't think she would ever like do anything to like hurt them or you know, anything like that. Like, I think she's just kind of, she's not fully at peace, you know, because she's still here, but like she's kind of has this understanding, like, people suck.
That's true.
Yeah, she's just like,
true.
so she'll
We
kind of
understand.
warn me about people and say things and like give me feelings and stuff.
She
But
got
like,
your back.
she
Yeah.
got my
she has your
back,
back.
but like I
Yeah.
ignored her for a long time, and then like I should have listened to her. But like,
She was right the whole time.
I was like, oh god dang it! Like I thought she was just being possessive. You know, I was like, it's like, come on, I could have these friends, but no, like she definitely warned
right.
me about people.
Aw. Well, that kind of tells that you guys are like besties. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you got a tattoo of her, right?
did, I
Yes.
did.
Let me see her tattoo. Oh, that's so cute.
Can I see?
Oh, that is dope.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
the artist did a
had to
really
get
good
her.
job.
She
Yeah.
did so good.
Yeah.
Sylvia,
Yeah,
she
that's
did
awesome.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's done a lot of my tattoos, and
Yeah.
I was like, when I got 5 million, I was like, I gotta do something.
have
I gotta do
to.
something crazy,
Yeah.
you know? Like, let's go. And I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo, Lola. And she means a lot to me.
Yeah,
so
she
And
does.
she's
like,
been there, part of you.
Yeah.
growing with your
and
everything.
everyone loved it. Everyone was like, no one was like, that's stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
everyone like loved it. So I was like,
think that's
okay.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
How long have you guys
Yeah.
been together now?
I think like, sorry, I keep seeing her. I think like a year and a half, maybe
Oh, okay.
almost 2 years.
Almost 2
Oh,
years.
wow. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
I
fine.
think we're coming up on 2 years. I could be. I gotta like look into this because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe I'm just high.
It's been longer.
Yeah, that's
You know,
awesome.
like, I feel like it's been years. I feel like
Yeah.
I've known her
Yeah.
for like. I've actually had another psychic tell me that she thinks we knew each other in a past life.
Whoa.
that's
And I've
crazy.
always just like looked at her and thought like people are like, do you think of her as like a daughter, you know, or like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
whatever. They like joking around. I'm like,
Yeah,
she's a
yeah.
doll.
Yeah.
Right.
Your
Like,
sister.
Yeah.
But like with her spirit, I've always been like sister vibes.
Yeah, so I was
I'm like,
gonna
Yeah.
say that.
what
yeah,
if we were
yeah.
sisters in a
Yeah.
past,
Past
life, and
life.
she's kind of helping me out in this one, and that's why she was
Yeah.
kind of being sassy with me. And
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
Makes
It's
sense,
like
yeah.
a theory.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
makes
a
sense.
sibling
Yeah,
kind of
that's crazy.
bond.
Yeah, I'm like maybe she found her way to find me in like this life or something.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
we never know. But
Conspiracy theory.
I do have a curiosity. I do have a question for Lola. If
Yeah.
she feels comfortable sharing. So we know the story of how you found Lola, but
Yeah.
how did she found her doll?
So she
Mm-hmm.
actually had 4 vessels, is what the previous caretaker of her doll
Yeah.
said. I don't want to say owner of her doll because, like,
yeah, I know.
yeah, I'm like
Right.
caretaker.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that either because
Yeah,
I was
I know,
like
I'm
trying
like,
to
that's
think of
kinda-
like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to put
Yeah.
it that way.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, the caretaker of her doll. So she said that this was like her 4th vessel.
Okay.
I think that she was finding the right fit for her because she left this earth so early. She was 18 years old and she
Yeah.
got really sick and she didn't get to live her life. She loved to sing. Like I always hear her humming. She wanted to be a singer and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And you know, like she died so young that I think that she's just not ready to move on yet.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
she still wants to be here in some way. And like some spirits don't like just roaming around. Some spirits like to have an attachment to like the earth, you know, the physical
Oh,
realm.
yes.
They want an attachment, whether it be a person or a vessel or, you know, something else. Like
yeah.
I think that she was really looking for something that looked like her. And I don't think like the other
Okay.
vessels before really like fit what she was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when she chose this doll, it was like a reflection of who she was in this physical realm, what she looked like, because she does have like a really small nose like this, and
Yeah.
you know, like small lips, and like I think her eyes are actually, I've seen like her eyes very, I haven't been able to look at her face to face, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I haven't had that. I don't think she wants to scare me because like that would be kind of creepy, you know.
Yeah.
Like I've had that happen, like but with like a kid or something, they'll
Right.
wake me up and they'll
Yeah,
just be like
yeah.
in my face,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But like with her, I think her eyes are a light blue, almost
Uh-huh.
gray color.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
pretty
think that
similar
I
to
think
it.
yeah, I'm
She's
like
very pretty. This doll
Yeah.
is very
yeah,
pretty.
this
yeah.
doll's beautiful.
Yeah, it
like
is.
well, until her face. I mean, her face is a little cracked, but like
But
it
I
is.
mean, aside from that, you
yeah,
know, yeah,
like it is a beautiful.
Because
doll.
when you think of like haunted dolls, you don't think of a doll this pretty. You know?
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
they're all beat up and
And
everything,
Right.
yeah,
creepy
right.
looking.
Just
Yeah.
has-
It's almost like you think of creepy dolls when you see like Conjuring.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Like
you,
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
original Annabelle doll wasn't very creepy.
It
though.
wasn't.
It's like
it
a
wasn't
rag
like
doll.
yeah,
I
no,
know,
no,
right?
yeah,
That's
just a
what I
Raggedy
said.
Ann doll.
They
But,
made it
you know,
so creepy in the
That
movie.
is-
I was like, they kind of had to, because if they just used a rag
Yeah.
doll,
Yeah,
it might,
they're
yeah,
just,
it wouldn't be
Yeah.
as creepy.
it might be
Exactly.
kind of corny.
Yeah,
It's
So
like,
if
right.
you even see that they have the actual doll used in the film, they keep it in the Warren Museum as well
Yeah.
because
Really?
supposedly from what they said is Warner Brothers, they didn't really want to keep the doll because they
Yeah.
were concerned there might have been something, you know, when filming the film.
Yeah, they're putting
Right.
energies.
Yeah,
into
there might have been
Right,
some kind of
right.
energy, so they actually donated the doll, the actual one used in the films, to the Warren Museum, so
Okay.
they can keep it there
Yeah.
just in case
Just
there
in case
is.
if
Yeah,
there is anything.
I mean, that would
entered in.
make sense,
Yeah.
you know, because you're tapping into the energy of a
Yeah.
demon. Why wouldn't it, an energy of a demon attached
Exactly.
to the doll?
Exactly,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And I don't know
sure.
if you've seen like some of the weird experiences even the cast had.
I think I've read into it. I know
yeah.
they had some weird paranormal
Yeah,
things
and
happen.
this is this is off a set that they built.
Right.
You know, and but the thing is, the fact that they're filming this and they're kind of conjuring things as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
It's like
and
something
they're
might be
talking
there.
about demons. They're talking about Annabelle
Yeah.
so much
Yes.
that it's like, why wouldn't it conjure up something?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's kind of like
Exactly.
that one interview. I keep forgetting her. Joey King? Is it Joey King?
Yeah, Joey King. Yeah,
Yes.
Joey King.
They
Yeah.
had an interview
Yeah.
with her when they were filming The Conjuring, and they were saying that she was saying that she was feeling sick,
Yeah.
and she went through the
Yeah.
doctors,
Yeah.
and they
In
couldn't
the very
explain.
first, the very
yeah.
first film.
Right.
Yeah, but once they were done filming, she was fine.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's like
weird.
it's
It's
crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy that the fact that you could take a story or a legend and then
Yeah.
recreate that as a film,
Right.
and these things would actually kind of attach itself
Yeah.
to the people trying to portray it.
Right.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did a great job, and that's why like the Conjuring universe, everything about it is just it's my favorite horror.
Yeah,
film,
they did
you
a
know?
really great
They
job.
did.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
they
made
did.
it creepy.
They-
the
it's
clap,
super
the
creepy.
clapping.
Yes.
I'm like, no.
It is.
wardrobe. I'm like, no.
Yeah, yeah, it is super creepy. But like the fact that you're a medium, I don't necessarily know if like do ghosts just gravitate to you, or like do they come to you frequently in a way because I don't necessarily know how it works.
Right.
When you're a medium.
From my experience, they seem to be gravitated towards me. They seem to know somehow that I do have the gift and stuff.
Yeah.
I think everyone's capable of having, that gift and that part of their mind opened up, but it's like not a lot of people want that,
Right, exactly.
And we're trained to block it out.
Yeah.
Our whole life, ghosts aren't real, ghosts aren't real.
Yeah.
We're trained
Yeah.
Right,
to
exactly.
be that way for our own like protection and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But it's, I don't know, it's like I'll be literally like doing something and it'll be someone's grandmother that I know come to me.
Yeah.
And like they have a message for them, because they can't get that message.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, they kind of use me to be able to, like, I like helping people, but
You're
they
like a
do.
translator.
Yeah, they know to come to me because they know I will receive the message.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't, because sometimes they're hard to understand and like they're lighter energies and I don't understand what they're saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I'll text my friend and be like, hey, like this, someone came and showed me this, and they're like, what the heck? I was literally just crying, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, they'll
That's
be like,
crazy.
you texted me at the perfect time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
that's so weird. Like, so, I mean, if you're my friend, just expect that.
Yeah. So when you meet with these other mediums, does your guys' powers like get stronger?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys meet
So
together?
meeting different, it's interesting because we'll see that, like, we'll feel the same things.
Yeah.
We'll like we'll see it, and you'll see our heads like turn at the same time, and it's really interesting,
Oh,
and
wow.
it definitely does enhance, the activity and the amount of spirits
Yeah.
coming, because they're like, okay, there's
Yeah.
two people here that are open to us to come through, so let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not messing around. They're like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like watching your TikTok videos, congrats on hitting 5 mil. That's
Thank you.
crazy.
Hey, let's go.
Yes, yes. Give some applause. That's a lot of hard work and dedication.
It is.
But one
Took a
thing that I
lot.
found really like funny and interesting, you made so many videos where you reenact your ghost encounters.
Yeah, and
one-
those are hilarious.
So funny.
And some videos that I found funny was like when you reenact when you and your boyfriend are about to have sex,
Yep.
and then you see these ghost encounters. Does that happen pretty
Yes.
often?
Yes.
Like,
There was one time, and we were like we were getting in the mood,
Yeah,
making
of course.
out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then we were like talking on the bed, but like we were both kind of, like,
Yeah.
they're just having our time.
Yeah,
You know?
of
Yeah,
course, of
yeah.
We're
course,
just like
yes.
talking to each other, and then all of a sudden his great grandfather walks.
Oh, shit.
When
and
especially it's a relative.
Yeah, it was weird because like in the 4 years that I had been with Drew, he hadn't come to me once. Like
Yeah.
he
Oh, wow.
decided then was the time.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, yeah, right then was the time, and I go, Drew, there's a man over there, and he's like creeping me out, and Drew's like, go away, go away. He's like yelling at him to go away, and then he was like, no, I know him, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, no, he's here for you, and he was like,
Yeah.
why is he here right now? It was just a weird. And I described like the coat he was wearing,
Yeah.
and he told me all these things that, like, him being in the Air Force and like all these medals. He kept showing me these medals, and
Right.
he kept pointing to right here. And I guess he had a pacemaker, so he was pointing to his chest and stuff. And like I was like, I can't get his name, like, because I couldn't hear him. I heard something with an R, but I was like, it's Grandpa. It starts with an R, and he was like, oh my God, that's Grandpa Rice. And like I guess Drew would see him when he was little, but
Oh,
Drew
that's
doesn't
crazy.
remember. But his
Yeah.
mom was like, you would say Grandpa Rice was in the car with us.
Wow.
And
That's
stuff.
crazy.
So he's been
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
him.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he had been watching him, but I had no idea. I just
Yeah,
saw
of
this
course,
man.
you're
I
just
was
like
like,
this.
That's so
was
funny
like,
that he would pop up right then and there. He was like, yeah.
yeah, he's
I
like, now's the
approve.
time.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, it was like,
Watching you guys.
I'm here.
That's crazy.
It was so
grandson. Good job.
yeah, literally. But that, like, it happens often. It'll be during weird moments. And
Yeah.
I'm like, like when I'm shitting on the toilet. Like,
Oh, wow.
just had a colon clench. Kidding.
Wait, so his grandpa will come visit you at random times too?
No, he only visited me then, and like
Okay.
he
That
hasn't
one time,
visited
yeah.
me
So you're
since.
talking just in general, like random spirits.
Oh yeah,
will
random
just-
spirits
yeah.
will just like I'll be.
So it
shitting.
literally relates to your it literally relates to your TikToks then.
Yes.
Exactly,
No,
yeah.
it's like every ghost reenactment thing I do is it's based off of something that actually
Actually
happened.
Yeah.
But the way I do it is a little more
It's funnier.
goofy.
Yeah.
A little more entertaining. Like I don't react the way I do in the video. You know, that'd be really that'd be interesting.
But those
if I
are
did.
so funny. I remember
know.
after seeing them, and I showed Rachel, we were like, oh my god, this shit is so funny.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially like the ones where like they're calling you and you're like, what do you need? And you go up to them and it's like, where do they go though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like
we're
so,
what?
or they'll just tell me something so unnecessary, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that shit is so funny.
That is funny.
You know, with all the paranormal experiences you have, though, like, what has been the worst or like the scariest moments?
I think the possession for sure. I mean, there's just been like, you know, things with demonic entities and things following me, and like I've had, you know, things come to me in my dreams, and like there was one time I was led to like this dam, and I don't know, there was this lady saying she killed all these people and showed me all their heads floating in this water, and I did a whole video on that, and like she kind of guided me to where it was, and it was this place that it was called the Devil's Dam, and like I had known the name the Devil's Dam, but I hadn't gone there, and I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But like all this stuff about missing kids came up, and like this kid named Bruce came to me, and I found out there was a kid named Bruce who went missing there, and like this lady was saying she killed all these people and got away with it and stuff.
Wow.
So that was pretty creepy too,
Yeah.
going
That's
in
creepy.
there.
Yeah.
And like there was this big sign on the wall, and it said "Welcome to Hell," and
Oh,
like.
shit.
I don't remember what I said, but we put like my little triangle device in the middle of like this satanic circle someone had made in there, and I put it in there, and I think I read the wall or something and said "Welcome to Hell," and it went to green, which means yes. So like it went beep, and we freaked out. That
That's
was
crazy.
like so creepy.
Is that the same thing you were the same piece of technology you were using on the MJ?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you went to
there was like music being made
Yeah,
with that. It was
yeah.
so weird. I've never seen it do that, but like it's this little triangle
It was
device.
MJ Ghost.
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
you
Making
should
music.
watch her video. She was
You
also
should.
trying
it
to
was
communicate
so
with
interesting.
you.
Yeah. I don't know if it was him, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
someone came through and was like making a tune with this device, and
Yeah.
each side is like a sensor, so if you walk on one side it'll turn red, if you walk on the
Yeah.
other side it'll turn green, and it'll
Okay.
only do that
So that's
if
how
you-
it works. Because
yeah,
I
if
was
you
really
physically walk next to it, that's the only way it turns on.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because I wasn't sure how that exactly worked. Because
Yeah.
when we were watching that episode, we're like, how is this working? I wasn't sure if it was like they would just like in their mind say yes or no or something that like.
I don't know how they do it, but like I will see them walk up to it, like I'll see a figure, but I don't know if it's like they do it with their minds sometimes,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
because with flashlights and stuff they'll turn them on without like physically switching the light. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
turning it or whatever. They'll
Yeah.
literally just turn it off and turn it
crazy.
on.
Oh
So
my
I don't really
gosh.
understand how it works, but they
Yeah.
definitely like to play with little devices.
Little
like
device.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So moving on to witchcraft. So okay, you had mentioned that you do rituals. What kind of practices are they, and how would you relate that between light and dark magic?
Yeah, so I do like I don't really do a lot of like witchcraft. That stuff kind of
Yeah.
scares me because I
Yeah.
believe I've been hexed. I've had my plane catch on fire. I have so many
Oh.
stories.
Gosh.
Yeah, like I got
Yeah.
really sick, and it was just like this weird thing that happened, and like
Yeah,
two of my friends were going through the same, like we were all crying one night, like all
Yeah.
bawling, and like at different times. I don't know, it was just weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've done like rituals for manifestation, and like I won't do anything like demonic or anything, you know,
yeah.
like yeah, nothing like that. It's definitely light. It's definitely
Yeah.
for myself. Like I won't put a spell on someone. I think
Yeah.
you get bad karma from that. I just
Right?
don't think it's a
Yeah.
good thing to do, you know, like you
Yeah.
can't mess with other people's
Yeah.
lives. Like
Yeah.
I just do like I'll do like a bay leaf, you know, like I'll take a bay leaf and I'll bless it so that, you know, I attract money, I'll put it in my wallet, things like that. And
Yeah.
then like seances and rituals to be able to communicate with spirits and bring them in. I'll do
Yeah.
that as well.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like a lot of light things,
Light
you know,
music,
always
yeah.
light.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, of
Positive,
course.
yeah.
the
yeah.
dark stuff just it scares me.
No,
People
yeah.
do it, but like
Same.
it's I'm like
Yeah.
don't do those. Scary.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I always believe in that bad karma
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
so it does
yeah,
happen.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
you recommend for someone who isn't a medium or, to practice these spiritual, like, not spells, but their own, like, rituals? Would you recommend that to someone to protect from the evil?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think I would research into it, look into
Yeah.
it, make sure you're doing the proper things. Like if you need crystals, if you need protection or whatever you believe in, I think it's like the means to protect, whether you believe in
Yeah.
crystals or sage or the Bible or whatever,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
always the
Right.
means. There
It
is something
works.
protecting you,
Yeah.
So I think that no matter what you do, just research it and be careful and like never mess with
Yeah.
someone else's life or someone else's energy.
That's
You can
true.
disconnect yourself from someone's energy, but you can't sit there and be like, okay, they're gonna fall in love with me, like, like don't do that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Don't force things.
Yeah.
If things
Yeah.
are meant to happen, they're meant to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when you do these protections, do you kind of imagine yourself in a bubble or more? Because when we were talking to that lady who was selling crystals, she said instead of picturing a bubble, because you're kind of like
It kind of blocks off your energy.
Yeah, whether if
yeah.
it's good or bad. But she said pretend that you're in like a knight suit, like a knight in knight in
Armor.
Yeah, like
yeah,
armor.
okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
So I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess
That's
that could be another
interesting.
form.
Yeah,
of
I
way.
imagine like this
Yeah.
like white light around me expanding, so I'm like spreading positive energy as well as
Yeah.
attracting it. Like I imagine myself being surrounded by all this positive energy.
Like Super Saiyan.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like yeah. Heck yeah. And then when
Now
I'm
you're
like,
speaking my language.
literally, yeah, right there. Yeah, and then like if you're getting anxious, like something that helps me with my anxiety is like I close my eyes and I imagine myself breathing in all this positive light, this beautiful energy, and like when I breathe out, I imagine all this negativity releasing from me.
Yeah.
So those are kind of things I do. Or in the shower, like, speaking of the naked person, in the shower, like if you like stand under the shower and you imagine the water washing away negativity down the drain.
That's a good way
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that's a good way
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
help too and ground
Yeah.
yourself.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that makes sense. Yeah.
That does
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
So you going into your podcast, you have a podcast called Intoxicated. Love the name, by the way. It's
Thank
a
you.
play on
Super
words.
dope.
Yeah.
I was really high when I I was like on a
Makes
hike and
sense.
I was like intoxicated. I thought I was like, it's genius.
It is, though, right?
It is
Especially
genius.
how you spelled it out.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
It's genius, and it's a great like marketing strategy too. Like, kudos for that. We have a hard time like coming up with names. It took so
yeah,
many
it took them a while.
trial and
No, it's
error
dope.
to get
It's
to
dope.
Artistry drop. So yeah, kudos
I
to
love
that.
it.
Going to your podcast, you dive deeper about conspiracies, experiences, and all things spooky. Do you ever get goosebumps or creeped out by your own stories, especially when you do the podcast by yourself sometimes?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Every time, like, I just get the chills or I'll get goosebumps. Like, it's like no matter how many things happen to me or how many
Yeah.
things I experience, it always blows my mind.
Yeah.
I always try to find a way to debunk it too. In my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
how can I debunk this in my head?
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's a mental battle too every day. And I'm like,
Man.
sometimes I just have to ground myself and like get back to this reality because sometimes I get so stuck in the spiritual side that it's
Yeah.
like
You're in that zone.
Yeah.
yeah, it can be toxic doing that,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
being too into that because you're here. You have to like ground
Yeah.
yourself and find ways to like
Does that ever get
Yeah.
draining for you too?
all
as
the
well?
time. I take a lot of naps.
Oh, you take
Yeah.
Oh, you're like her.
I take lots of naps. Yeah.
It helps.
It helps. It
Drains
helps
a lot of
like
energy.
revamp my energy. Like, yeah, my whole life I always took a lot of naps because they
Okay.
even took me to the doctor. They're like, she sleeps a lot. Like, what's wrong with her? But I guess I was just collecting all this energy and I didn't know
Spiritual
how to handle
energy,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you're
And
recharging.
physical and
Physical.
people's
Yes.
energy.
Yep.
Going
Right.
out into crowds and stuff,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot.
Oh,
yeah,
it
of course
is,
it
yeah.
is.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
always high on this side.
Yeah, no, I
But
really
that attracts even more when you're high.
Yeah, then I'm
I
like,
know,
your
like,
grandma's
oh.
here.
You want to talk to her?
You know, like, you want to talk?
That is funny.
So yeah, I am a huge fan of your podcast.
Oh, thank
and
you.
So I'm a costume stitcher for Universal Studios, and I literally binged it just listening to the podcast the whole time to the
Oh
point where
my
I got creeped out going to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Because we were all like, this was during the summer, because
Yeah.
we were like sewing things for horror nights, and we're like trying to get into mood, you
Right,
know. So I was
right.
listening in, but one of them caught my attention because I'm a huge Disney fan. And you
Okay.
talked about that you encountered somebody in Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Oh my god,
So
yeah.
what happened there, and was that the only encounter you had at Disney?
No, so there's
man.
a lot of spirits at
shit.
Disney.
I'm
Holy,
going to.
holy haunted.
Next month.
Yeah.
Well, you think about how many people go into that park every single
Yeah.
day, how much energy goes into that park, and people have died on the rides. There's been people who have
Exactly.
snuck ashes in and spread them
That's
on
crazy.
rides.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
especially
wow.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah,
I've heard
Haunted
of that.
Mansion. Yeah, there's a little boy on
Yeah.
there I've seen
Yes.
running
Oh,
around a
that's
few
crazy.
times.
Yeah.
I also saw this really tall, slender man in there with like a cane, and I think it was like a
Oh.
pilot or something. Like
crazy.
I looked it up, and it was like there's this like pilot man and stuff, and I
Yeah.
think it was him. I don't know.
Might
Yeah.
be Walt
Could
Disney
be.
himself.
Yeah. Walt Disney said to haunt it too.
that's
Yeah,
what
that's
I've
what
heard
I've
too.
heard.
I
Yeah.
haven't encountered him personally, but I would
Yeah.
love to one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if his head's frozen. Get some answers.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But I was on Pirates of the Caribbean. Actually want to do, I was thinking about this the other day. I actually want to do a reenactment of it.
Oh, you
That'd be funny.
And like
That would
make,
be
I'm just like
funny.
on Pirates,
Yeah.
you know, like look at Jack Sparrow. I turn and there's like a kid there, you know. So we were sitting in the back of the boat.
Okay.
And I guess there's been a lot of sightings of children on Pirates. And
Okay.
I don't know like if it's from the ash spreading or what it is,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
But we were on the back of the boat and it was me and Drew in the back, and all of a sudden like I glance and I see this little boy sitting next to me, and I like kind of scooted over to Drew because I was like, God damn it, can I just ride this fucking ride? Like, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like right in the creepy part where there's that skeleton before you go down the drop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the kid like appeared next to me, and I was like,
Oh.
shit, like
This shit.
come on.
So dark there, too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so dark in there,
Yeah.
like the darkest part, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was just creepy. So I like scooted over to Drew, and he was like, "You good?" And I was like, "There's a little boy next to me," and he was like, "Go away!" And he always yells. He always says, "Go away!" Like that's his immediate reaction every time. It's so funny.
Did the boy go away?
Well, I looked
Oh.
at him, and his eyes were black.
Oh.
So then I realized it wasn't a little boy, but it was a entity presenting itself as a little
Was
boy.
it like an evil entity?
Yes,
Okay.
like
So
a
that's what the
demonic
black eye
entity.
means.
Yes,
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
black eyes. Like his eyes were black, and I was like, Drew, he has black eyes, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Go away!" Like started yelling even more, like yelling even more, and then like eventually he left and stuff, and we were on the ride, and it breaks down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and
He
I was
upset
like,
the
Drew
ghost.
looked at me and he was like, he was like, what the heck? And he was like freaking out,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you know, it broke down for like, it was like 5-10 minutes we were
Okay.
sitting
That's
there.
still a long
pretty
time.
Yeah,
when
we
you
were like
think
sitting
about
there, and it was
it.
right after like the boy had left.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very bizarre too.
That
Oh, yeah.
is-
That's
it's a
crazy.
weird
Coincidence.
I don't know
Yeah.
if he broke. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, that was just a really weird thing. And then we went
Yeah.
underneath Walt Disney's apartment, and I did a
Oh.
spirit box in there.
Oh,
And the
yeah,
name
yeah.
like Ralph came through and all this stuff, and like there was this man there, and like he was coming forward to me, and then Disney. There's just a
so
lot,
much.
like
A lot
so
coming
yeah.
through the
many.
spirit box.
Yeah, on the spirit box
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I feel like if you did like a paranormal investigation at Disneyland,
Oh
some
my
crazy
God, there's
shit would
gonna be
happen.
some stuff
Yeah.
there.
I think there would be some crazy
Yeah, because
shit.
That
there
would be
was an
crazy.
incident in Tomorrowland. I think it was like called like America Sings or something. And I don't know if you've heard.
Spinning.
Yes, and then there was a performer there that used to be a cast member, but she got crushed because she was like standing on the wrong place.
Oh, yeah, you
so-
told me about
Live,
that.
like got
Yeah.
crushed in front of,
Yeah.
and they heard her screaming, but they thought it was
Yes.
part of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Oh.
after they found her body in the middle of like the spinning,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Oh,
stage.
wow. That is
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
And then Dolly's Dip, someone died. Dolly, they call it Dolly's Dip.
Dolly's
So
Dip, okay.
so on the Matterhorn.
Oh, Matterhorn.
Matterhorn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So on the Matterhorn, I think it's on side A. I think side A. I can't. I feel like, I don't know, it's one of the sides. There's side A and B. I think it was on side A, but there's this dip, this random dip that goes underneath these rocks. They call it Dolly's Dip because there was a woman named Dolly who she like unbuckled herself to like check on her kids or something weird happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they went down, this dip comes out of nowhere. Like it's like whoosh, like a really, really intense dip. And she flew out and another sled came and ran her over.
Oh.
They had to remove part of the tracks to get her body out because it was stuck in the tracks.
That's crazy.
So a lot of the park employees, like, if you ask some of them, like, have you met Dolly? Then some of them will know what you mean. Like, if they walk, because they walk along the ride to check the tracks every once in a while, and people say when they walk on that part, they feel Dolly there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's like another, there's like so many. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Damn, that is creepy.
That's super creepy.
Oh man, Disney is
for
haunted.
Yeah,
No,
Disney
it
is
is for
creepy.
sure.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
because I used to work there too, and I've heard a lot of stories,
I bet.
especially like night shifts. Yeah, it's so creepy.
Tom Sawyer's Island. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
They're literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh,
It's crazy.
So in another podcast that you talked about, where you were pretty much envisioning, but you weren't physically there. I think it was your grandparents that you were like, your mom was testing
A
you.
remote viewing.
Yes. So
Yep.
is that something that you were just doing randomly, or
Yeah.
were you able to control that?
I didn't even know I could do it. Like, it was literally, we were just messing around. I had bought like a crystal ball and like,
Okay.
I just wanted to see like what I could do, you know, with a crystal ball. Because I was like, well, I'm psychic, so I could probably do other cool things too, you know.
Yeah.
Probably high, you know, most likely.
Of course.
Yeah.
Only
So-
way to do it.
yeah, the only way. So an old friend of mine, we were doing like I don't know. She was just like asking me things and stuff, and I was like, what if I can like see into something else, you know, whatever. So like she described someone, and I was like, wait, I ended up in their house somehow. Like I was closing my eyes and like ended up in their house, and I was like, is the layout like this, and the stairs are on this side and blah blah blah, and like the carpet's this color, and like the door's right here, and she's like, yeah, like have you been there? And I was like, no, like I'm like there. And she's like, okay, like what does the room look like? I was like, the bed's pushed up against this side of the wall, the desk is on the left side, there's like, you know, a black desk, and it has like a big computer on there and like a chair, and like there's
Super detailed.
yeah, super detailed. The closet's here and like everything, like the color of the walls, the color of the bed, like everything, you know. And I was like, oh, yeah, and there's like plaid, like gray comforter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like, and she was like, yeah.
Oh, damn.
And then like I told my mom about it because I was freaking out because like we had tested it on like her mom, and like I had seen her mom in the kitchen making a drink, like an alcoholic beverage, and I said the color of the drink, the color of the glass, everything, and where she was standing, and like she FaceTimed her just to see what she was doing, and she all of a sudden we see the drink that she's making.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then
crazy.
so my mom wanted to test me out on it 'cause she didn't believe me, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like who would believe that? Like, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So like she wanted to see like what I could do. So she was like, okay, tell me what my parents are doing right now. It was like 3 PM. They could have been doing whatever, you know. They live in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, well, Grandpa's in the back. He's watching TVs in the back living room. Like, they have 2
Okay.
living rooms, and he was in the back one. I was like, he's in the back watching TV, and Grandma, she's in her room, like, or she's in the kitchen. Now she just walked into her room. Like, she's in front of her vanity. I don't know what she's doing. Like, I think maybe she's putting on earrings or something. I don't know. And she just walked back to the kitchen. And my mom's like, okay, let's call them. So she calls them, and I was like, oh my God, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm just crazy? You know, I was like, oh shit. So then she calls him, and we hear the TV in the background of my grandpa talking, and she was like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm just watching the Hallmark Channel. She was like, in what room? The back room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you know, she's like, that's weird. All right, whatever. You know, so she's like, all right, what is mom doing? He's like, I don't know. Like, I'll hand you the phone. She's like, hello, and she was like, so what were you doing before we called? Like, just don't. I'll explain it after. But like, what were you doing? She's like, oh, well, I was making a tuna dish in the kitchen. Then I I realized I forgot mayonnaise. I don't have any. So I went into my room in front of the vanity because my shopping list is on my vanity. And I wrote mayonnaise on it. And then I walked back to the kitchen. Then you guys called.
Damn.
Yeah,
My mom
it's
was, her
crazy.
face turned white. She was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And like, I didn't know what it was. And then I
Yeah.
posted it on TikTok and like, I was like, guys, I can do this. You know, and like all these mediums, I guess they knew what it was. And they're like,
Yeah.
that's remote viewing. It's unethical, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't know this was normal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess the government and CIA has done testing on it. And like, they would use psychics to remote view to spy
That's
on
crazy.
Soviets and
crazy.
stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
there's
crazy.
like 2 million recorded documents.
Wow.
I was gonna say I
gosh.
wanted to do that. I want to try it out.
Oh my god.
That was
Right
crazy.
now? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't done it in so long because like
I mean, my
was-
parents are probably doing the same thing,
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
TV and cooking.
I was told
Yeah.
it's spying and I didn't know it was like
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know it, or not normal, but I didn't know that was
Yeah, you
something that
didn't
people
know.
do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's crazy though.
That is crazy. Yeah.
And okay, and this is another thing in the podcast. I literally mentioned it.
I love that.
yeah.
Thanks. So there was a part where you talked about Lola can teleport to places.
Yeah,
has
yeah.
Has she visited here before, or she has to be here first in order for her to teleport back here?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I still don't know how that works. Like, they
Yeah.
try to explain it to me, but I think it's beyond my human understanding.
Yeah, yeah,
like, there's a
yeah.
lot of things that are beyond my, like, what I can understand as a
Yeah.
human
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
don't really get.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how it works. Like, I really don't. But I know that they're able to go like to different places. Like maybe
Yeah.
she follows my energy is what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, like follows where my energy is, or like I don't know. Sometimes I'll be
Yeah.
headed to a haunted place and a spirit will come to me from that haunted place in the car on my way there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So
oh
I'll
my
have
gosh.
stuff like that happen where they know I'm coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how it works. I
Yeah.
don't know if they
Yeah.
just don't have time, if like
Yeah.
if it's all just now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like it's something that has always blown my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, a question I have then, like, kind of regarding that, like, since she's here now, do you think she'll kind of remember our spot and maybe she's
Yeah.
gonna visit
Yeah,
us
maybe.
at certain points?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure like I mean
If she likes us enough.
yeah. She'll
I mean,
probably,
we shouldn't be scared,
No,
obviously.
yeah. I
No.
honestly don't even.
I
feel that
honestly don't
way.
think she'll come
Yeah.
unless you maybe call out to her. You know,
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
she'll just appear in here.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you'll have to call out to her and like be like, Lola, we want to talk to you or something,
Yeah.
and then maybe she'll come by.
Yeah, yeah.
But she likes staying as close to her
To
doll as
her,
she
yeah.
can.
Oh,
But
okay.
she'll make exceptions and briefly go different places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Okay. That,
Yeah.
yeah, that was I think one thing we were actually curious and
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
Yeah,
about.
I
before.
still don't understand it. So
Yeah.
this is all
Yeah.
just based off of my experience.
Yeah,
You know, this
yeah.
isn't the like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
heard anything from like maybe other people that have come near Lola as well? Like maybe or like, oh, I saw Lola last
I've
night.
had
Or
fans like comment that Lola came to them in a dream or Lola
Whoa.
like visited them.
Yeah.
I've asked Lola if she's visited fans and she said yes.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy.
So
She
I'm
might visit
like,
my dreams.
Hey, I mean,
I have
Yeah.
pretty vivid, crazy dreams,
Yeah.
so it's something that I feel like I can encounter with.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my dream. But
Every
yeah,
dream
like,
I've had
things
with
like
her has
that.
been positive.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like
Yeah,
scary or
so-
anything. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anything, I'll just see her doll randomly in my dream. Like, I'll just be like, "There's Lola over there." Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
That's
know,
crazy.
I did ask this earlier, you know, and for me, I love the paranormal and you know all your guys' videos and stuff like that. But if I also want to know, like, going on paranormal investigations, and I don't want to go alone on my own. Obviously,
Right.
like we talked about,
Yes.
if you go on another one, I would love to come with you.
I'd
but
love that.
what are some tips you would give to like another person in listening to this podcast? Like, what kind of tips would you give to them as far as like ghost hunting goes?
Yeah, just treat every place you go with respect. You're going into someone else's territory,
Of course.
especially if you're, you know, getting permission to go film there. Like,
Yeah.
I've heard stories of different paranormal people and people I used to film with who have gone places and were culturally insensitive and like have, you know, like they just didn't respect the place that they were at. So
Yeah.
make sure you guys go there, respect it, respect the people there who are allowing you to film there, you know, like be friendly with them. I've heard so many stories of creators coming in acting like they're the hot shit and
Right.
like not giving people the time of day, and it's like you miss out on a lot there because like they're not gonna want you to come back and film. They're
Yeah.
not gonna, you know, like these are people that are like a number doesn't make you superior over people. So
Exactly.
make sure you treat everyone equally and with
Exactly.
respect.
Yeah,
You know, when
Right.
you go somewhere and treat the spirits with respect.
Yeah.
If you want something to happen, if you want to provoke them a little bit, you know, like I get it. You know, I do the same thing. If I'm frustrated, they're not responding, whatever. But just do it in a way that's like not, you know, cussing them out and
Oh,
not
yeah.
really
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you know, you could be like, there's like, if there's a ghost there, like Helen is like a ghost I don't like, that she's like, she was super racist and all this stuff. You know, she wasn't a good lady
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
general. So I like would provoke her and be like, well, I'm like I think she was homophobic too, and I'm like kind of gay, like, but, you know, like I kind of provoke her. I'll be like, "Fuck you, Helen," like just like jokingly,
Yeah.
but like just be cautious with what you're doing
Yeah.
because you never know like what you're gonna piss off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to
And-
antagonize.
Yeah, too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, just go in and don't expect it all to just go crazy when
Yeah.
you go in. Be
Yeah.
patient. Just be
Yeah.
very patient with, you know, things like I'll be there recording. I'll have hours of footage I don't even put in, a bunch
Yeah.
just sitting there waiting for a response.
Yeah.
Like,
you have
just
a lot
be
of
patient.
patience.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
patience.
yeah.
for
Be
things like
patient
that.
Yeah.
because like they gotta build up their energy. They gotta get used to you. You know, you gotta like spend a lot of time there. Don't just go and get frustrated that nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That makes
So-
sense.
Yeah, no, it does
Yeah.
make sense.
And
Did
you, oh
Go
yes,
ahead,
I
go
want to
ahead,
add on.
Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
So I know you do readings, right?
Yeah.
So would you be able to do our reading for auras for each
For auras?
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Can you see our auras
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah, the lighting's a little bit.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm like,
okay.
Is Lolo still there?
yeah. So you actually have a lot of like purple and blue in your aura, which is
Ooh,
interesting.
okay.
And I associate people with purple auras with having really good intuition, having like even psychic gifts. Like
Yeah.
maybe have you dreamed of things and like I don't
She
know.
has.
Yeah.
I've had so
Little too
many
much.
dreams, yeah, which I'll get into after the
Yeah,
podcast because
yeah.
I'm more on a personal note,
Right,
so I
right.
might can relate to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely like you do have a gift for sure. And like I feel like
Okay.
you can feel people's energy and that's why maybe you're drawn to like different things and stuff.
Oh,
It's
that's
crazy.
definitely
okay.
in there. But you're very
Yeah.
caring, you're very genuine and like you're the person that friends go to vent to and to like
That is
Yeah,
true.
you're
That
you're
is
like
true.
their listening ear.
Yeah,
You know, like you
yeah.
act as that for
Yeah,
people and
yeah.
that's like a really good thing to have.
That's crazy.
That is.
Yeah, that's true.
Cute.
That is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Oh, who's my next victim?
Doesn't matter, either me or
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
You have a lot of like yellow in your aura. Auras have different colors, but sometimes
Yeah.
I just see more one. I just see one more vibrantly
Yeah.
than the other one.
This is
So
Super
right
Saiyan.
now I'm seeing a lot of yellow.
A lot of yellow. So what does that mean though?
So yellow is usually like you're true to your core. You're good at your craft. You're very business oriented.
That is
like
very
you're
true.
you're very smart with what you do business wise and what you do artistically with things. Like I feel like you're very aware. Some people aren't self-aware, but you're very self-aware of things and you know how to read the room. You know how to connect with people's energy.
Crazy.
That is true.
Wow,
That's
is very
crazy.
true. Though.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
people feel comforted with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like you're
Crazy.
easy to talk to for them. Like they do kind of like that's kind of how you guys balance each other
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Like you listen to each other and you understand
Yeah.
what
That's
each other
crazy.
needs because it's on an energy level.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
The yellow and
I
blue.
love-
That's
yellow.
crazy. I literally feel that way too. Exactly what you. That's
Really?
crazy. Yeah.
You feel like a
That's-
Super Saiyan?
No, I mean literally, like, you know, when I think of like, you know, more artistry and the business side of things, I'm always trying to push harder to, you know,
Yeah.
get everything
Yeah.
going. And
It's facts.
yeah,
I know he's always usually the one that we go to for like advice when it comes to like content making and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he's very like supportive when it comes to he motivates people like, hey,
Yes.
you should
Right.
do
that's
this.
crazy.
It's
You're,
great. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's it's good hearing that though. Honestly,
it's
Yeah.
right in
good,
your
yeah.
aura.
Thank you.
Okay, last
You
one.
ready?
Last one standing.
It's like shaking.
And we don't really know each other, so I am gonna be blown
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I see a lot of deeper blue. I feel like you're blocked off with your energy a little bit. Basically, like maybe you had some experiences in your past where like people have kind of disappointed you and screwed you over, so you kind of have this way.
Crazy.
You kind of have this like blockage with your energy.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
goodness,
so like work on opening it up more. Like I feel like it takes you a while to open up to people because you're very, I don't know, I almost feel like this ball in my throat, as if like your communication needs some work. Like sometimes you're not able to communicate exactly how you're feeling. Do you ever feel like a ball in your throat, like you're not
that's
able
crazy.
to
All
talk?
the time.
I know this guy
Yeah.
really well too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I already get that sense
Yeah.
from him.
Because
Yeah.
I've always, like, growing up, I've always been introverted person, but since I moved to LA, you know, really putting myself out there to
Yeah.
be this extroverted person,
Yes.
I do have a hard time of
Yes,
like
'cause of that
explaining.
blockage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the longer I stay here and the more I put myself out there, the blockage is definitely clearing up, but it only opens at certain moments.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like there's some times where it's more there, but like that's something you're working on actively even
Yeah.
right now. I think that's why it's in your aura so much, is like you are working on that part.
Right.
Yeah.
So just like
Damn.
allow people in.
crazy.
That
Let
is
people
crazy.
in. Let them in, honey.
That's crazy. I did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
and
that is
literally-
crazy.
That literally is you too.
Yeah.
Just knowing you like so
No,
well.
it is.
Like, wow, that's crazy. Thank you,
Damn.
Kelsey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
of
you. That
course.
was amazing.
That's
What?
accurate.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's super accurate. Like,
No, it is.
when you
Yeah.
were,
I'm glad.
I mean, especially when you're talking about me, that had me smiling because that's
Aw.
literally what
Yeah,
you know I'm about. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
literally trying to better everybody and
Yes.
help
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
but also you know just in my artistry, I'm also trying to build it up, and
Right.
it's crazy that you know.
But for me, also being a skeptic on everything, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, you're so extroverted to where people can see that,
Yeah,
like just
I mean,
from
that's-
looking at you. So
Yeah,
I wasn't really
yeah.
surprised when I heard what she was saying,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was really surprised about
Yeah.
me because I don't put that out there. I'm very like conservative, you know, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So like when she hit it on the nail, I'm like, okay, there's no explanation.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
explain it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I
So,
know
yeah,
this
props.
guy well enough to know that too. So.
For me, it's like I actually discovered something that I didn't really know about. So that's pretty
Really?
interesting that
Okay.
you point something out. But it is kind of relatable to something I'm going through.
Okay.
But it's really interesting that how you point that out.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, it is.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Of
thank you once
course.
again for
Yeah.
you know reading our auras. I know that was one thing we were talking about.
Yeah,
It would be
we're
cool
just
to
like, it would be really
Yeah,
cool
of
just to
course.
see.
yeah, that's awesome, and you nailed it. So
Yeah.
thank you again. You know we're
Yeah.
coming to the end of our podcast, but thank you again for coming on the
Thank
show.
you for having me.
Yeah, this
Yes.
was
We're
definitely
honored.
one of the funnest ones that we've had, and
Yes,
you know
it
a
was.
lot of experiences that you talked about. It was it's crazy. You know, with
It's crazy,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But
It's
like I said,
crazy.
I want to
Yeah.
experience it for myself.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man,
want
was
you
really
to.
asking
Yes,
for
yes.
it.
I don't know
I
if
am.
I'm ready.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You
I don't
might
know
not
if
be
I'm
ready.
ready.
You
Yeah.
know?
slogan
His
is
blockage. He's like, not yet. I'm working on it.
I'm still
working on the blockage.
Yes, I know. Yeah, my new slogan.
Yeah, he's always like, man, I love ghosts.
I love that. That needs to be
do
your
it.
merch.
Yes,
right there.
no, like I said, it's
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm literally being straight up. I
Yeah.
love like paranormal and stuff like that.
His
so
name,
that's
he named his car Casper.
I did. My car is Casper.
I love
White
that.
Casper.
Yes, yeah. So
Yes, Casper.
thank you again. You know, coming on the show. I know a lot of people are gonna love this episode
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
and
hope
everything
so.
like that. Yes, no,
Course,
they
yes.
will.
Yeah, they
Our-
will definitely.
We usually close out the show, you know, with letting our guests give any shout outs. Is
Yes.
there any shout outs you want to give?
For myself or for other
Anybody.
Anyone?
Oh, okay. I mean,
It's open. It's open. It's a free
Yeah.
floor.
Omar's awesome.
Okay.
Make sure you guys go check out Omar Gosh TV.
Yes.
You guys can find me on all social media, KELSIIDAVIESS. And then my YouTube channel is just Kelsey Davies. I got Intoxicated, which is
It's a
You guys
good
need to
podcast.
check that
Yes.
out. I recommend.
INTALKXICATED.
Oh.
It's a great
She can
podcast,
still
guys.
spell
I
when
can
she's high.
still spell,
She can
guys.
still spell.
Let's go.
And I mean, you pretty
And
much
she can
already,
cast spells too. Let's
Yeah.
go.
you already pretty much put it out there on your social media. That was gonna be my next question, but hey,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you
so
Appreciate.
much.
Thank you again for coming
Shout
on the
out
show.
to this paranormal community.
Yes,
Let's
no,
go.
big shout out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to join the paranormal community as
do
well.
it.
Like I
Do
said,
it.
so
Really drawn to
hopefully,
it.
you know, next time you go on something, you can, you know, let me
I
know.
feel like you're gonna start doing like investigations.
I've
have a
wanted
feeling
to.
I have
too.
I have a premonition that
I
Yeah.
see.
I think you're gonna
Envisioning
start.
it
Yes.
I think you're gonna start doing like
Like I said,
YouTube
I would
videos.
love to go with you, like at least you know, a
Yeah.
couple times, so I can get the hang
You'll
of
get
it.
addicted.
Yeah, like I said,
Get
you know, so
addicted.
I mean, you got my number already.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Let's do it.
Let me know, and we'll definitely come along. And who knows?
down.
He's on his own.
Bye, guys. Hey, I think I'm gonna have fun with
I
it.
think
though.
you
Yeah.
will have
Yeah.
fun because you've been
Yeah.
he's been mentioning this to me for
Yeah.
quite some time.
That's
He-
awesome.
I
And of
have a
course-
feeling that he really wants.
And
to
of
do
course,
it,
I would
yeah.
never. I'm not the type to disrespect spirits. I know
Yeah.
what it's
Yeah, I
like.
know
So
you-
I would be, I would be totally respectful and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So,
yeah.
like I said, I would love to come
I'd
along
love
with
to
you.
bring you.
Yes,
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. All right. Well, guys, we're gonna end our episode. Hopefully, you enjoyed our very last Halloween episode.
Yes, sir.
And if you guys are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's The Artistry Drop. If you're not following us on Instagram, you can find us at The Artistry Drop. And if you prefer just listening, you can stream all our episodes on all major podcast platforms. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.